Well, that launch was um flawless? Question mark? What do you think? How? Oh, you're muted. Hold on. Yeah.
Flawless.
How do you think the launch went? It went perfectly, right?
It's well, yeah, without, as you say, is so without flaw. Of course, there was no problems whatsoever.
Yeah,
Um,
no
that
problems, no problems at
that
all.
was my experience.
I looked after myself the entire time.
Yeah, you're
I was well rested.
nothing
I
about
was well
feet.
planned and prepared. Nothing went wrong.
Nothing went wrong.
Nothing went wrong at all. Anyway, yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, we're doing fantastically well. I am Melanie. I can now wear the badge that says I failed at game development.
Yay!
And I'm
A
joined
noble
by Sid.
badge.
Thank you for joining me today, Sid.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. No, that's seriously. Thank you for like the support with watching the development of the game as you were able to,
You
and
were,
for playing the game. You got to play the 1.0, didn't you?
yeah. I've played the 1.0 version. I
Mm.
hammered away at that for 40 minutes last night. So
Yeah, I'm sure you spent an entire 40 minutes on it, didn't you?
if you like, I'm nodding, but that doesn't make much sense right now. I did
No,
actually take
no,
40 minutes to try and hammer through some of those moments, but I noticed in Discord
totally.
you've discovered some of those problems, and so yeah, I'm
Yeah, we discovered some of the issues,
I,
just a couple of them.
I am looking forward to
Like
finishing the story though, so I hope I can get a 1.1 soon. Yeah.
grand scheme of things, it actually went a lot better than it ought to have, I think. Or at least I'm going to insist that this is the case.
For the amount of time you gave yourself for the development of like a full game, and it's a full game, I think
It's
you did amazingly well.
full game is maybe a little bit generous.
Well, no, it depends on what your definition of game is. Fair. It's
I mean, I suppose.
like you can't, obviously you're not going to compare yourself to a studio or a team who spends 6 months to 6 years developing any kind of degree of game. You did a game jam. You did
I did a game jam.
yeah, the goal of a game jam is make a game. It doesn't matter what kind of game it is. It doesn't matter how complex, involved. It's like the infinite shoe glitch. Yeah, it's the infinite shoe glitch game.
Oh god, yeah.
Just retitle it.
The week 2 infinite shoe glitch. Oh my god. Seriously, like okay, so all the issues that existed this morning, or like as soon as I uploaded it, it took 2 hours to resolve them all. That's it.
No,
that's all it took.
I disagree. It took 2 hours and stepping away and having a sleep.
Well, I had to sleep as well.
Yeah. No, but that's expected.
Oh my god.
So so this isn't just game development. This kind of applies to a lot of computer science stuff, and I imagine many other domains of research or work in general or maintenance kind of thing. When I make a change at work on the network, it's always worth testing, even if it's so obvious, even if it's so simple. You go, hey, friend on the other end of my phone call or however it's going on, I've made this change, please double check. It's called a sanity check.
Yeah.
It is the most simple, yes, obvious it's going to work, but I just want you to do it so when I go to bed tonight, I don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. to fix it for you, or whatever the consequences therein may be. But yeah, testing and play testing with a group of people for alternate perspectives. I think the next time you do one of these, and I absolutely think you should do these frequently, is get multiple people to help you play test before you call it done, right? So
yes.
So yeah.
But I mean, I think the major problem was, like, I did a good thing in that I wanted to make sure that I was like calling the game done at 10 o'clock. Like maybe I'd make like a couple of changes to like configuration or something, one or two little changes, but the game was functionally done at 10 o'clock. Like I stopped working on new features, I stopped adding new things unnecessarily. I just call it done at that time. That was a good thing.
I totally called
the problem
everyone
was,
called you would do that.
Everyone called that I do what?
Add unnecessary things that you
Oh yeah. I subtracted far more than I ended up adding
Okay. If you
over the course of this 2 weeks.
Sure, Mel. Sure. I'll take your
I
word for it.
did. I
I'll take
subtracted so much.
Unfortunately,
Seriously,
Mhm.
my hope had been to have an entire UI for the shoe sales and the shoe gacha. Instead, I just made it like a little menu that pops up. No UI at all.
I mean, that's a UI.
Yeah, but like no custom UI.
As like
Just some buttons.
I've never seen that UI before. I'm sure it was custom. I especially like the part where it just disappeared. That's very unique.
When did it disappear?
Oh, when it just stopped giving me options. I'll click a particular shoe or trash all, and then
Oh yeah.
it would just not come
so
back.
that wasn't it. That wasn't it disappearing. Okay, I found out what that was.
What was it?
And I've got the windows set up to demonstrate this. Well, not demonstrate this, but to show about it.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, let me just find where the hell is Visual Studio Code. Thank you very much. Right, so that was in the shoe gacha loop, specifically in the generation of the shoe tier, and you can see like I've just added all these testing lines so that I can
Okay.
figure out exactly what line the error was caused on. And it turned out the error was caused
Bug code.
in here. It wasn't an error per se, it was a while loop that didn't upgrade. So what happens is you
Wait,
roll
does that
a
not
1 through 7
Uh-huh.
to figure out what tier it is, and if the tier is less than what week it currently is,
Mm-hmm.
then you can go into the exploding values. And this was in there from the start. But the thing is, it requires the roll value. So the problem is, if you happen to roll a 1, it would update the tier, but it would never re-roll. So roll would always be 1, and then it would just be an endless loop plus equals 1 to tier for the rest of eternity, and the game would eventually crash. So yeah, that was that error.
Yeah,
That was why it crashed randomly, because I completely overlooked that.
I think most of the problems were in that loop. Were in that game loop.
Well, the thing is, I made this game loop. Okay, this is Python code. Like this is in a Python block.
Mhm.
So I think this is some of the first code that I ended up making. This is like a week and a half old at the time that I made it, and it was tested, yes, but it was never really tested. Kind of thing. I was just like, oh, that's weird. Why
There
is
you
it
go.
crashing?
That's the value of a playtest.
Some of the oldest code that made it into the game.
This is the value of regression testing specifically. Valana talked about this morning with me as I was having coffee. By the way, Valana, I need another coffee. And it's
She's doing moderator duties right now.
She's doing, well, I want a coffee, and it's every time they make a change, they go to the testers, and she's a tester for work, and they test every damn thing, every branch of logic, and all the things they do, all the way back to the beginning. And you get it when the cat moves, so I'm never going to get it. I think she had both cats on her lap when I came downstairs. It's yeah, and it would test for things like this. I did something very similar in StreamerBot, but it wasn't my fault. It was StreamerBot's fault. They have a random number generator, which is like it's a number generator. Kind of, you're generating a number here, but the documentation as well as little tooltips say, hey, you get a random number between this value and that value. It says between. In computer science and programming, you must be explicit with everything you do, as you well know. So, but the reality is, those are inclusive values, not exclusive values. So between is a bit of a misdirection. So I learned that the hard way. Fortunately, it wasn't very hard.
Fun one.
Yeah, it's always a fun one, that one. Also, I think in is it Python or Java? One of them, or perhaps in both. You know how you get your zero indexing or your, I think most programming languages I've done have zero indexing. You start using that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and you find out that one of those values is inclusive and one of those values is exclusive. So you gotta understand what that is, and that's why a lot of your programming, sometimes when you're doing a random number, you end up adding a +1 somewhere to sort of account for that zero index, right? So anyways, that's a tangent.
No, it's fine. It's relevant. Yeah, no, there's a couple places where I've had to kind of do similar, where you start counting things as ones. Like for the UI, you want things to be a 1, but the code in the background, it's going to be zero indexed.
Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah, that was probably one of the worst bugs that was in the game. Just not that it was bad per se, just that it ended up crashing quite a lot.
Yeah,
I remember you can tell the old man to shut at any time. Well, keep in mind, thank you, Balana.
Wait a minute. I don't agree with this.
Shut up.
It's not my stream, I guess. What can I do?
Yay, it worked. Well, for a second. It's like a 1 second stun. I'll take it.
It's a 1 second stun. It's
a 1 second stun.
It's brief crowd control.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. Dear
but
Lord.
yeah. What else was pretty egregious? There was the issue where, the primary issue that was highlighted by, who was it who highlighted it earlier today? Hold on. It was highlighted by Mr. Fat Penguin, who was very kind, and I say very kind because he definitely was, but clearly just complaining about the situation. Complaining about, when the gacha system ran, it would just immediately take you back to more or less the same scene.
Yeah,
and it turned out it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't because it was actually a loop in the implementation, or well, there was, but it wasn't a loop per se. It ended up being that at the very start of the game, like what had happened right before we closed the stream, I was taking screenshots, and to take screenshots I was just changing what scene we were starting at. So starting at like 3A, I was starting at the gacha screen, I was starting at the end, because as you do. And I forgot to change it back to scene 1A at the start of the game.
Oops.
So yeah, it got compiled and misset. So then you play through the wrong scene, it gets to the end, and then it takes you to scene 2A, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that was painful.
That reminds me.
Yeah, so they were just desynchronized, basically. You were playing chapter 3, but the game thought you were on chapter 1, so then it moves you to chapter 2, and then it just loops. Yeah, or it seems to loop, basically.
That reminds me, when I was doing my degree of ComSci 100 and 101 was our programming, our very basic, getting your feet wet programming courses. And I remember the teacher one day after grading some coding assignments and handing them back said like I understand that sometimes you get frustrated and you put words in your comments that you intend to comment out later on before submitting it. It's very important to make sure you do that before you hand in the assignment. And so the teachers apparently, they get a lot of swearing in the documentation and
I don't
debugging
understand
reports.
this fecking code.
Exactly. Like,
thank feck that started working.
This code block is in here because expletive, and so on and so forth. And it's like, oh, that's kind of funny. But
I mean, it's okay if it's a comment for the most part, because no one will really end up seeing it. But I suppose, like, you imagine someone's making like the new like My Little Pony mobile game or something. And then someone gets to see the source code, and then suddenly it's full of swears, and you're like, what?
Yeah, some 8-year-old.
Rated M for mature, primarily because there's a glitch that actually prints some comments.
Version 1.2 is rated R. Version 1.3 is for everyone. Like.
Oh, that's something that I forgot to do this morning, actually. Or that I did this morning. I didn't actually put any content warnings on it.
Oh.
Because like the game, when you actually play the game's not like explicit or anything. It's not like incredibly violent. It's not particularly graphic. But like, of course, like it's a somewhat kind of darker and like creepier story.
It certainly starts off that way. Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
The opening scene is kind of worth at least an M rating, I think. That's fair.
Wait, for what?
The suggestive conversation.
Which suggestive conversation?
I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but
in the first scene,
the first
that kind of a spoiler is called a selling point.
The conversation with the manager, and
no, that was not the first scene. That was the third scene.
Oh, okay.
That was out of order.
Okay, well then, then I won't say anything because that will be a spoiler. Thank you, Balana.
Yeah, that was well out of order. That was not the first scene. That was meant to be the third scene.
Mel, I want my story. Now I've been spoiled. What the hell?
Yeah, you've been spoiled. Well, it's more like a tease.
I-
It leads you on to the next
I
one.
was
So,
wondering
yeah.
what the whole suspicious manager thing was about. Like, the guy knows what I'm doing, but
Oh yeah,
anyways,
he's psychic.
yeah,
He's psychic. He knows everything.
he's into the dance. It's like he was programmed by the developer or something.
Or he thinks he knows
He
everything.
thinks he knows everything. I did have a few other notes. Kind of
Yes.
much less dramatic than the story being out of order or.
I want to hear him.
Yeah. Okay. The first one
Oh,
was
sorry.
I was playing around with setting it up, and like the thing started very tiny. That's fine. That's not really a big deal. But then of course,
Yes, it does that. Yes.
yeah, I had to make it really big, and that was cool. And you know, for the work you did, the resolution's fine. It's obvious that it's it is what it is. But and just for whatever reason, sometimes when I play games, especially for streaming and not streaming, I hide and show my taskbar in Windows. And when I changed it with the game, you know, I think it wasn't maximized, but it was sort of large. It changed the resolution of the game. The game crashed. So I'm not sure. That's probably a Windows interfacing with your thing problem. But
yeah, I'm not sure about that one. That feels like it's maybe a Ren'Py issue, actually.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know what that one is.
It's probably lower than your program level kind of idea. But that I thought I'd just make a note of that. There was like there was a grammatical error. Honestly, I didn't take enough notes in that. But there was like one.
Oh God, yes.
There's like one I found. I guess if there's more you found, great. That just makes me more. Well, I only saw some of the story. I also found that the dialogue for each of the speakers was a little too close to the name of the speaker. I'm not sure if that was like a design decision you made, or if perhaps we would want to separate it just a tiny little bit.
So any dialogue that's actually spoken by a character, like spoken out loud, is like noted with the character's name.
That's right. Yeah.
And then if it doesn't have the character's name, it's narration, but it is from Riley's point of view, the main character's point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, when the name points, like Cindy's name comes up or whatever, like the bottom of the letters of her name, touch and slightly overlap with the top of the letters of what she's saying. That's kind of so.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I think that's an issue with the scaling, to be honest.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Because I don't think it happens at full regular scale. Like I've never seen it happen before. I think it's just because I ended up going down to the 320/180 ratio that as a result, like the default locations end up overlapping, especially with the font the size that it is.
Right. So I
could decrease the font size by 1 point. It would probably fix the problem.
I
it's
think,
probably just a rounding error.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really worth spending a whole lot of time on, but that's the kind of thing where like relative positioning is king over absolute positioning, and also why UI design is such a pain in the butt. I've never heard anyone be happy with UI, with like GUI design specifically.
Oh no.
No, it's always a pain. There was one moment where the music stopped after the phrase "you must be popular." I think I think that came up in your conversation. Yeah.
That one didn't come up in conversation, but I did catch it when I did a full run through of the main story. Awesome. I caught what that was. The issue with that was that in the definition for the music track that's supposed to play at that scene, I hadn't included the .mp3. I had assumed it would have been fine because Python's kind of funny like that, or Ren'Py is kind of funny like that. Where sometimes it'll go, oh yeah, if you define something, you don't need to include that. And I was like, oh, I took it. That was completely fine. But then it complained that I didn't have the MP3, and then I fixed it for the other ones as well. This one was another one. Awesome. But yeah, got it sorted in the end.
Good to find that. When the gacha started, I was a little uncertain what I was doing. So I think like maybe a blurb just before the first gacha gets started. Maybe there is one. Maybe that wasn't. Well, saying like, hey, you're gonna sell shoes now. You kind of get the idea of what's gonna happen, I think, after that first round, what the parameters are. And I was kind of wondering, what are my limitations? I didn't know what my limitations were or what my goal was. So a little blurb just at the start would probably fix that. And that was like also like
exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know why the boss was suspicious. Where did that stat come from? And I was kind of, what was some of the other thing like? I kind of eventually figured out, okay, there are 3 shoes 3 times per day, and then you have your 12 shoe per week limit. I was like, I get why you wouldn't show how many shoes the person has sold, but then I figured out maybe that's what the percentage is, like towards your goal.
That is what the percentage is.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of like, Sure. So I got some really great rounds where I had like $1,300, and I was blowing the week out of the water. And then there were some weeks where there was literally not enough money to be made
Yeah.
to make it through the week. I was wondering, like, maybe it would be cool to carry over the extra from the previous weeks
Yes.
into the following weeks, and that would encourage you just to like push your luck a little bit.
So yeah.
And see about-
The carrying over, absolutely. Like that was included in
okay.
the fail build. I'm calling it a fail build at this point because
Fair.
it kind of is. There was a tutorial that I added like probably within the last like 20 minutes last night when I started realizing,
Awesome.
wait, this maybe needs a little explanation.
Just a tad.
So I've got it here. It just notes every night you open 3 sets of 3 lockers. Every set you get to choose which of 3 pairs of shoes you want to keep, if any.
Excellent.
If you don't throw away enough pairs per week, your sales will be too noticeable and you'll be fired. How close you are to the suspicion limit is updated for every set. Yeah, so as you say, like the explanation there helps. Just because I had so little time to work on it, I would have changed the wording, I would have elaborated more, I would have made the explanation a bit more clear. But yeah, no. Didn't have time to even discover that there was an issue when I uploaded the game. And then, but yeah, this was here. It was just unreachable by the 1.0 build, but it wasn't the 2.0 build, or the
Awesome.
1.1 build.
I can't wait to replay it again.
And yeah, as you say, some runs, like it is in the game where if you get like a really, really good pair in the first, it does carry over to the next one. That was in it from the start, and it was intended to be there from the start.
Awesome.
It's a question of game balance kind of thing. Like the game does give you more and more valuable shoes as the game goes on, so at some point you will just sell something. I literally did one run in testing this morning that gave me a pair of shoes worth 5 figures, and I'm just like, right, that's the entire game covered there.
I didn't get one of those.
That's this going on. Like that's this section, the tier.
Hot
So
damn.
the way that'll have worked is like tier 1, it's usually just like, you know, maybe $10 at most.
I had some $0
So that would have
shoes.
probably been like a tier 4 pair of shoes or something like that, 4 or 5.
I've had one or two
probably tier
rounds.
4,
I've had 1 or 2 rounds where like the maximum value of all the shoes was like $20. Like,
Yeah, that happens frequently. You've got to look for those good days. I mean, the thing is though, it's 3. You get your selection of 3 times per night for 5 nights.
Yeah.
I didn't mention the 5 nights. It's unironically turned into 5 nights at
it's a
Shoe
working week.
Thieves.
That kind of makes sense, I guess.
5 nights at Freddy's. Yeah. So as a result of that, yeah, you get plenty of options. There's plenty of chances to get a really valuable pair of shoes because you get to see 15 pairs of shoes per week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no.
No,
sorry, it's 9 times 5, so
Yeah.
that's 54 pairs of shoes you get to see. And the thing
45,
is,
yeah.
like a tier shoe shows up in week 1 out of every 7. So you're probably gonna find some in the region of like 7 or 8 tier 1 pairs of shoes that will get you like double digits, like mid double digits. And then every tier beyond that is like another 1 in 7. So if you there's a chance to see like 1 in 7 out of those ish, there's a chance you'll get a tier 2 pair of shoes, and that'll be in the hundreds. And then there's a good chance of getting something even higher. The second every week onwards, the odds of getting at least a tier 2 pair of shoes improves.
Okay.
But then the exploding rates of getting a tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 pair of shoes stays the same. But just your odds of getting that initial tier 2 pair gets better.
How many weeks does the
game
go
bounce.
through?
What's that?
What is the intention? Like, how many weeks does the game go through, or do you not want to say?
So originally there were going to be 4 weeks total.
Okay.
So you get 4 rounds of Shoe Gacha. But due to how the script ended up going and how much time I had available, I ended up cutting one of those weeks. So there's currently 3 weeks.
Okay.
But there is an endless mode, actually. one of the options, one of the first options that you run into over the course of the game, I think it's the second choice actually, if memory serves. You can pick that one, and it like completely gets you off the main quest, and it puts you just into endless shoe gacha mode,
Like,
and you
but on
can
purpose.
literally just, but on purpose, yes. So you can just keep going for as long as you can, until you get the right number of shoes. The only problem with that is, on the game over screen, it doesn't show you what your stats are.
Oh,
Like, it doesn't show you like,
have to add that.
it doesn't show you like, oh, this was your biggest sell. This is how much money you made over the course of the game. This is how much money you had at the end, kind of thing.
So you gotta keep that. You gotta keep that, Mel. Hello, TV.
Yeah, just didn't have that. The time to implement it, sadly, and my brain wasn't there.
Also, I would like to know how much each character you stole from has lost in the purchasing of extra shoes.
How much each character that's been stolen from? I mean, like, you got to look for like how much you're selling is like the resale value. So like, if you end up assume that every pair of shoes is at least 50% off, aside from the ones that are literally like $2. One thing that isn't very visible that I had to take out of this build of the game, I originally wanted to be able to say, hey, this shoe is this percentage, this percent condition. It's this percent condition, it's this percent stinky, and this percent of age. Stinkiness is important, because who wants to buy a stinky pair of shoes, no matter how fancy they are?
That's why you gotta sell them before they put them back on.
You get like a
after
limited
the
running
gym routine.
Yeezys, but they stink like rotten fish. No one's gonna want those.
No. Well, some people
So
might.
yeah, no. Stink has a profound effect on cost.
You should
There's actually
Oh.
like really in-depth calculations for how valuable these shoes are, but it's all under the hood.
Mel,
And none of it gets visible, so you can't go, oh, this one's cheap because it's stinky. No.
no.
All you
it
know
depends
is
who you sell to. Well,
Yeah.
it all depends
yeah.
who you sell to.
Well, that's another thing. That's another one of the features I wanted to have in the game. I wanted to have it so that
Version
it would be
2.
a bit like a marketplace. Like, you could go online and you'd be like, oh, here's this sale. You open all the boxes and you'd get your collection, right? So you'd have like an inventory of shoes.
Right.
And then you would go online, you'd be able to browse all the buyers, and you'd be able to say, would this buyer be interested in this pair of shoes? Kind of thing. And then you could like offer a certain pair of shoes, and depending on their tastes, their interests, and the stats of the shoes that you offer them, they give you a value. But that's way too ambitious for this small project.
I think that would be a great second project and add on to this, because
Yes.
that would be a whole module, right?
There
was one other question.
that would take 2 weeks to program that in itself.
Yeah, I think you should give yourself like a month next time. But before we get into that,
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Yeah. There's one other thing I noticed I want to ask about, and this probably is because of the looping thing. So I just wanted to bring it up though. That sanity check mentality, right? I noticed at the end of 1 week. So I occasionally got through a week or two. It would say like, hey, you've made your weekly requirement, right? Because you need a certain amount of money to make it through the week, because minimum wage doesn't pay anything, and
It doesn't.
it says, hey,
Especially in America.
next week you'll need like this much more. So there's an increment in required funds. But then I noticed I got into the second week and it had the original value. So I only had to make the lower number. So yeah, I think so that was something I noticed too, which is it's great.
This is just a function of how crammed the last 24 hours has been for me. I don't remember if I changed that this morning or last night, but I think it was this morning actually. I had to update the code for changing how much money you had to make, and a couple of lookups as well. A couple of the functions in how could you beat the requirements for the week weren't updating properly. So I had to make a couple of changes to them. I think I had to change that there. The changing the upper limit on how much how many pairs you can sell to get away with it. that I definitely changed earlier on today because the code for that was wrong. The code for the value changing, I don't remember if it was last night or earlier today. But I basically just ended up saying, yeah, it's like an extra $100 per week.
It's an interesting
I'm not gonna
implication, right? Like the idea that, hey, you need to make more money next week and more money than the week after, kind of idea, kind of suggesting that you, as the protagonist, are getting greedier, and your box, your life expenses box, is expanding each week as you benefit from the misery and suffering of those around you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, it's not really explained quite as well in the loop that ended up being in the 1.0.
Right.
But I did try and make Riley a bit more sympathetic.
There was definitely a guilt in there, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of guilt. Don't get me wrong. There's so much guilt. She is tangled up inside. You know how many times I wrote the phrase "burns inside me"? It was really bad, actually. Like this is one. Yeah, I'm channeling something. I think I'm channeling me from like 10 years ago with how anxious I was. Yeah.
Hey, drawing from your own suffering is a strategy.
Yeah. Well, okay. The entire concept of this was me and my suffering. Let's not forget that. This entire project is me venting my suffering.
You definitely have.
The only thing that I didn't do to any of my characters was give any of them a cold.
Or sprained foot.
No, that happens.
Oh, does it?
No spoilers, but that happens.
Oh, it's a spoiler, damn it.
Yeah. No, I have inflicted. Like, it's a very common meme in writing circles, and part of me is like, yeah, that's quite quaint, isn't it? But then, like, this project came about, and it's very it's like surprisingly personal. Like, it's not quite as personal as, like, see if you said to me, Mel, write a story based on your own personal experience and feelings and thoughts. This is not the kind of thing that I would have written. And yet it's very relevant to my feelings and experiences and thoughts, especially over the last month.
Well, you write the things you know.
Interesting.
I think that's
exactly.
I'm not an author or anything, but it does feel kind of very common sense that if you write about a certain subject material and you've experienced it personally, you're going to have a greater depth of understanding about the situation, the feelings, the emotions, the consequences, all that kind of jazz, right? Because you've done it yourself. It's very different from just trying to imagine it.
It's a bit of a tangent, but like when someone says, write what you know, they're not necessarily saying, oh, what did you study? Oh, okay, write a story about an astrophysicist kind of thing. Or, write a story about a computer scientist. Or write a story about someone who plays a lot of RPGs kind of thing. Like, you can do that if that's where your interest is, but it's more like, write the story that appeals to you, write the story that compels you. So, like, what about this story is it that's appealing? Is it a certain interaction that characters have? Is it a certain experience that they go through? Is it a certain anxieties or certain struggles that they have? Is it like a relationship that you have with someone else that you can model in these other characters? That's the kind of thing that they mean when it's like, write what you know. It's not like if you're writing a fantasy story about, slaying the evil army. How many people have slain an evil army? No one. But like what you will have experienced is, not many. You never do know. But like, what you'll know about that story is like the camaraderie between like the band of heroes working together, the conflicts that they'll have faced, the interactions with people around them who say they're going to help but are actually stabbing them in the back. Like, people have those kinds of experiences. That's the kind of thing that you write what you know. And it's like it's like there's a writer that I really admire who breaks down a story concept into high concept and low concept. Okay. So the high concept is the whole, save the world, destroy the One Ring, like sell the shoes on the internet kind of thing. Like, that's the thing that you put on the title and on like the advertising page that gets people to buy it or gets people to download it or whatever. But then you've got low concept, and that's all the like the character interactions, the struggles that they go through, the personal and emotional journeys that you take them through, the quality of the writing, and like that low concept stuff. That's what make people actually give a crap about your stuff.
Makes
And I
sense.
try and channel
buy
that a bit here because like. Look at all the advertising for it as well. Like anytime I described it to someone, it's Foot Locker, used shoes simulator, steal people's shoes, sell them online, don't let the girl think you're a weirdo, but also she might be into it.
I like
Which
that
is all
juxtaposition of
somewhat true.
goals there, right? I'm selling your shoes,
Yeah.
but also I want you to like me. It's like, yeah, there's a tug of war. That's awesome.
But like if you actually, when you actually play the game, and like hopefully people will see when they play the game, like it's not about that. It's not about just the shoe selling. Like honestly, at several points I was just like, why don't I just take this shoe gacha out? It's not, it doesn't matter.
No, you have to
It
keep
doesn't
it.
matter. I could just make it a visual novel, but like I'd already done all the code at that point, and you know. But yeah, it's there anyway, and I get to have some fun with some fun random number generators, which is one of my passions. But yeah, like that's not what the game's about at the end of the day, you know?
I would strongly suggest rather than taking that out, I had a lot of fun with that. I enjoyed that part.
Yes.
I am not a big visual novel person, so having something break up the I click on that decision and we continue the same conversation. I like having that.
Yeah.
I like having that broken up with that gacha style, and then playing the random numbers a little bit with a little bit of planning, which gives you a sense of agency. I don't really feel a lot of sense of agency with most visual novels. I don't play them enough. I'm sure other people have much better experiences and like experience with that. But if you could more integrate the two elements, like you have some sort of like, if I choose this shoe or that shoe, is there a greater consequence than just like, am I going to make enough money this week? And
yeah,
so like if like the most expensive shoes, come from one of the characters you're stealing from, and that somehow has a bearing on your relationship with this person, I think that would be a more interesting thing to do with the gacha and for the game as a whole.
Yes, that was something that I'd considered having in the game.
I'm sure you did. Yeah.
But it was another one of the things where it was just like, great idea. I do not have the time or scope to put it in.
No,
like,
and I wouldn't
if I had,
recommend
like,
you
a
try
list
that
of-
with the first round.
Yeah.
No. But that's
if I had like a list of like 20 NPCs with like some personal details and some stats, then you need to like account for that kind of thing. Maybe you have to like work more to try and keep them as an employee of the gym, or like an employee, member of the gym, that kind of thing. Yeah.
These are all things I think you can add later, right? These are iterations of the game.
Yes, if I do decide to revisit it, I don't honestly, I don't know to what extent I'll revisit this game.
Fair.
I think there's a chance that I might make a 1.2 version where I just like iterate on what we've got, like add some of the features that's been mentioned to the gacha. Maybe tighten up the story a little bit, add a couple more details and scenes. But yeah, mostly just tighten up the gacha section and the shoe sales, just to make that a bit more interesting and balanced, because currently it's utterly devoid of balance. There's nothing in the nothing in the way of balance there.
And that's fine here.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's at the end of the day, it's not really about that. It's just about
You made a game, damn it.
I made a game. I made a game. It has features. Yeah, it's a game. It is a game.
And it was fun. Even with the bugs and trying to fight through those.
The bugs were bad.
The bugs were bad. I had to don't play the 1.0 version, folks. Get the next one.
Yeah, don't play 1.0.
Yeah, start from the beginning.
It's been removed. It's been utterly removed from itch. You can only download the 1.1 version.
I think I need to somehow go back and get that again. But yeah,
wait for the day one patch.
Wait for the day one patch.
The day one patch has been released, Valana. It was released. Oh, I'm not actually kidding. 12 hours after original upload. Like, I don't think that's too bad as far as the day one update is required. Sorry, I'm gonna have a little. I'm gonna have a pineapple tart because I've got a pineapple tart here.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, the next thing you need to do now is turn it into a live service and then do the whole one day patch thing.
Okay, like, right. Full disclosure, like, my next project like this we'll get around to discussing future projects because it is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I do actually want to make something that is a little bit live servicey. Like you remember when I was working like 2 years ago on the gacha game? I want to do something kind of similar to that, not exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to do it like somewhat similar to that kind of idea. I would like there to be a little bit of an online element, I would like something that's been in my mind. Like whenever I did want to make like a live service game, I would want to have the option of being able to play offline or being able to play online. So you do still get the full experience. You can experience the whole game. It's just your choice of whether you want to use the live service, like for as long as I can be bothered running the server for it, or whether you want to play the single player game if the server's been disabled.
So with respect to the online service part, or like is that going to be multiplayer? Is that the intention? Is that what you're serving?
It would either be a kind of like very like multiplayer light gacha game kind of multiplayer, like you know, like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, you join your guild in the gacha game and you all get to do missions to take down this one boss's ridiculously unreasonably sized hitbox or health bar or whatever.
Okay.
Like I could do a game like that, or it could be something a little bit along the lines of like a survival game or MMO where you can kind of like move to a location in the world and you can like see another player's character in that location and then interact with them, kind of thing. That's like one of the dreams, but it's like a very, very high level dream. Like, can I actually build something like that? I know I technically can, but it's a question of how practical it is, knowing my limitations.
With that in mind, like I would suggest that the next thing you build, you take one of those ideas and incorporate it into your body of knowledge and experience, and then the following one, as I really hope you continue to do this so sort of on a fairly regular basis, is you then add the next element. So if you want this like multiplayer and live service thing, well, like step one, go figure out one or the other. You can do multiplayer without live service. You can be like, you can say like, hey, give me your IP address and we can just connect peer to peer, or you can be like, okay, cool, there's gonna be single player, but there's going to be an online element for whatever reason. It doesn't even have to be a good reason, right? It can just be like, you can save your game state up there or something and just figure that out, and then maybe incorporate, okay, here's a lobby where multiple people can communicate and you have a little sort of like an IRC thing going on. That will probably be a fairly big project, and one thing at a time, right? And that's how you build and get better slowly and with good times. That's
pretty much what I'm thinking. Like, the thing is, like, the reason why sorry, something caught in my throat. The reason why I kept this project to just being 2 weeks long is because that's roughly as long as my attention span lasts.
Oh no.
Like, if I'm working on a project at all, after about 2 weeks, like if I go, oh, that's a brilliant idea, and then I spend like every day, like, this is something that I genuinely do. I've got tons of notebooks that are just full of notes that I've made, and I can literally just chart out a pattern. I can go, yes, on the 9th of September, I started working on this idea, and lo and behold, the last entry on it's on the 27th of September. Who's surprised?
Interesting.
My attention span is literally roughly 2 weeks old. Like, sometimes it lasts about 1 week, and then I like force myself for the second week. Sometimes I'm fine for the first 2 weeks. I go for a third week, and then at the end of the third week, suddenly I've come up with another idea, and I'm distracted by it. So the reason why I wanted to do a game in 2 weeks is just so I could say I have a complete project that's been done in those 2 weeks, front to back, complete experience has been done.
Yeah, it also kind of explains why you don't want to do much more with this game. Sounds like you're ready to move on to the next idea. Yeah,
like I've had so much fun with it. Like the characters especially, like after having written them, or well, certainly Cindy and Riley. I've had so much fun writing them, and there's been a couple of scenes, I think especially the last couple of scenes, where they have like this great energy and chemistry that just naturally felt like it formed between them, at least for me writing.
Well, I wouldn't know.
That you'll see. I hope you see it. I hope you do.
I will. I will. I'll try this again for sure.
But they've got this fun chemistry, and they've got this fun dynamic between them. Like they work together like as a natural team at a certain point. And I've already got in mind a couple of scenes about like what they'll be doing after this game. And I don't know if it's something that'll ever make it into another game. I don't know if it's something that'll make its way into a story. I don't know what it might end up being.
You do like to write, yeah.
I do like to write. So maybe there'll be some kind of like little vignette, or maybe there'll be a sequel which kind of like stays in the theme of this game, but like expands on some of the mechanics in some ways. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to stick to this project, and why I don't really plan on expanding on it too much. Like, maybe I dedicate a couple of days to going, okay, let's tighten up a couple of things. Let's add a couple of little features, kind of thing. But honestly,
tidy up the game.
It's tidy up a couple of things. A couple of things need to be done. As you say, like there's some grammatical errors.
I think it's amazing that you did art, music, coding, and I guess packaging in 2 weeks.
I didn't do the music. The music I found online.
Yeah, you had to go pick it out though. When I was doing background music for just my stupid stream, like Ask Valana, I stressed over that like crazy. It took us weeks to figure out a few sort of classical pieces that we listened to like dozens and dozens of pieces, and I finally settled on 3 that I'm okay with. And I still want to buy custom ones. So it's like that still impresses me. Maybe I'm the only one, but I'm okay with that. And I mean, yeah, well, fucking good job.
Like, thank you. But yeah, no, finding the music itself was actually one of the inciting incidents that led to me taking on this project. Like, halfway through September, oh god, I just remembered I owe a friend a birthday present. Halfway through September,
give him a game.
I was just like, I think I was just like looking at my emails or something, and then like there was a list from Humble Bundle, and it was just like, oh, here you go, here's this list of like some ridiculous number of like movie and soundtracks and sound effects, and I was just like, what? Why not? I think it was only like a tenner or something, maybe £20 or something. I ended up buying it for myself, bought it for a friend, who I then sent a message saying, this isn't your real birthday present. You're coming to visit, so we'll get you a proper present when you're here. And then he arrived, and I never ended up giving him a proper present. Not for want of trying. We were out quite a lot. We went to game shops and stuff, and we were just like, yeah, would you fancy this? And he was just like, nah. And I'm like, you're a nightmare to buy for, you fiend. So yeah, no, I ended up getting that, and I listened through it, and the ones that didn't sound absolutely awful, I was like, you know what, some of these are actually really good. And I was like, okay, having this in mind, I can use this in some kind of game project at some point. Also, hello Adaver, good to see ya. But yeah, I was just like, I can use this in some kind of a project. And then it was just like, I mean, I've got my, wait, hold on, where's my notebook? My notebook's on the floor, bear with.
Keep your foot elevated.
Because, yeah, like the entire month of September, I was thinking to myself, I want to work on something. I've got some notes from early September. Sorry, we're flicking through this. I've done this dozens of times before, probably on the stream. Start of September. There's a lot of me moaning, so I'm like, yeah, think about doing like a one-shot or something. That was, yeah, I was thinking like end of August. I was like, maybe I'll do like a one-shot RPG or something, and then I was just like, oh, I've got no creativity. Start of September, it was just like, what vibes do I want to go for? And I was thinking, okay, what about some programming? What about this kind of a story? What kind of this programming do I want to do? Game development thoughts from the 9th. 16th, more game development thoughts. And then I start thinking, okay, here's like front-end, back-end, server-based stuff. More things, a general vibe of what's going on with me. story writing idea. Wait, is this November? This is November. Sorry, that was 2 months
Yeah,
ago. Then
it's
I'm thinking,
November
yeah,
now.
Game Jam. Game Jam started. For some reason, I thought this was October.
It's halfway through November, friend.
No, it was
is nearly
October that my
December.
friend was here. Yeah, it was October my friend was here. Sorry, my timeline's completely messed up. Have I mentioned I've been doing streams every day for 2 weeks? And before that, I was
didn't
busy
notice.
for like 2 weeks solid. I was busy for 2 weeks solid before that. I get no rest.
How's your foot,
But
by
yeah,
the
no.
way? How's your foot?
It's not too bad. It's still a bit tender. I can't sit on it at a funny angle, but I can walk on it as if like there's next to
Hang
no
on,
pain. It
hang
just
on.
was a bit funny.
Have you been testing if you can sit on it at a funny angle?
I've not been intentionally testing. It's just kind of happened. Listen, I probably have ADHD or something. Okay,
Probably.
like a low level of it. Seriously, God knows how I was able to sit and pay attention in school. Seriously.
Oh, that's mood. That's a fair. You need.
But the thing is, I could always pay attention in school for the most part. I get bored very quickly, but I was always interested.
I was always bored to death.
Yeah.
I failed a lot of courses that way.
But yeah, and then I start just like thinking, oh yeah, there it is. My first note about the game jam itself was on the 18th, where it was just like, yeah, it's 2 weeks. Commit and right now on the 18th of October. One completed project in 2 weeks max. Writing, art, programming, voice acting, design, or voice acting didn't happen, of course. Design, development. I was thinking to myself, do I do 6 streams? That's roughly 18 hours of development time. I could maybe do that.
That's
I don't know
so
where I started getting the
ambitious.
idea.
Crazy.
I don't know where.
One person
yeah,
team.
No. Well,
With
imagine the
Atlanta.
scale. Imagine the scale that it would have ended up being if I'd only done 6 streams over the course of these 2 weeks. Like,
Imagine.
missing to a stream every single day.
Imagine if you let
So much more
yourself do
gets done.
scope creep. Like you wouldn't be done, obviously, but your project would have
Yeah.
1,200 planned facets, and it would become a AAA title quality goal, and you would just be like, yeah, okay, we designed the
Yeah.
outline, but I'm done now.
No, that's been one of the major things with this, has just been realizing, oh wait, I don't need to have this scene here. Oh wait, I don't need to have like 4 different sections for the shoe gacha if I don't need them. Oh, I don't need to have all these different optional scenes for every possible combination of interaction flags.
Kind
I
of
could
reminds
just,
me
like-
of plain language,
Yeah.
right? You done the
I
plain
mean, yeah,
language thing?
pretty
Yeah.
much. So I just ended up simplifying the project massively from what I expected.
And it's still
it was
a
the
great
19th
product.
last month, and it's a good project. It's done. It's okay. It's not perfect. It's quite far from perfect, but like you can look at it and go, this is a game. Whether it's a good game is probably a matter of taste, but that's not what this is about. This is about
That wasn't the
finishing a
goal.
project.
Yeah, the whole
It's
point
not
of a
the
game
goal.
jam is not to come
To
up
have
with
a game
it's-
at the end of it.
Yeah, just come up with anything.
Yeah.
Even it doesn't matter what it is. You have a functioning game that plays through, and
Yeah.
it's great. Who cares if it's got bugs? Yeah, everything has bugs, but that wasn't even the point. So man, good work.
Not the point. Yeah, no, it was so much fun. I like I said like last night. Like I'm probably not gonna forget having done this. This is gonna be one of like the most memorable and proud experiences that I have. I have others as well. I'm not completely devoid of fun experiences, but this is well up there. Like this is an achievement. Like just for the amount of work done in such little time and against such overwhelming odds.
A feather in your cap.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. And like it's the kind of thing as well where in the past there's been times where I've been like, I mean, yes, it's been kind of like that. You know, like when you feel like doing something and you just get that idea and you're like, oh, I should message this person and say, hey, I'd love to work on this project with you, kind of thing. And then like the person might humor you for a little bit and they're like, oh, that sounds really cool, yeah. But then of course, like there's no commitment there because it's just an idea.
Sounds like one of my
Or like
courses in uni.
Or like you actually get a good idea and you're like, hey, I've got this fantastic idea, it's gonna look like this, that, and the other thing. I can do all this stuff. Let's give it a shot. But like, I've noticed quite a lot sometimes. There's been a lot of times where I've wanted to work on a project with someone. Like, there's some, like, one of the wonderful things about streaming and just being the weirdo person that I am, and the amazing talented people that I've ran into in life, is that there are so many people that I'd love a chance to actually work on a project with. But the thing is, for some reason or another, it's just like, but do I really have the motivation to work on this project with this person? Can I commit to a project of that length with someone?
I wonder.
Can I, like, what can I do to demonstrate to someone that I can deliver? And like, by having a project like this under my belt, I can just say, hey, look at this. This took me 2 weeks. It's garbage, but it's a full package. This is a full game. It looks like this. Imagine what I could do. That's a full package. Imagine what I could do if I actually took the time and like could focus on my things, and you could focus on what makes what you do best on this. If I could collaborate with someone on a project, just imagine what could be done at the end of it.
Valana brings up,
which is going to let me do more things that I want to do.
Yeah. Valana brings up a different sort of angle to this. Another benefit that we've kind of noticed that you've enjoyed is that you've expanded your target audience, and it seems to have paid off for your channel.
Oh yeah, immensely. Like, okay, it's really I don't think it's any secret that I have also been using this as not quite a soft reboot of my content, but I can't quite put the words on it. I want to for a long time now, and I mean a really long time, like 2 years or something. I've been thinking to myself, streaming is good, but it's not giving me what I want from it. It's not getting what I want from it. I'm not working towards goals that I want to see. I'm not seeing growth that I'd like to see.
No, you've kind of had multiple targets, multiple things you did, but you never really focused like you have in the last 2 weeks, and I think that's done really well. And like, perhaps as Vladis says, a refresh of your brand or a retargeting, because you've always done a bit of this, but I have. Yeah, I think completing what you're doing is probably very attractive to an audience. So if your attention span is 2 weeks, perhaps 2 week projects isn't a bad idea. Perhaps scale it down a little bit, but
that's exactly what I've been thinking. Like, the biggest like the 2 week project thing is me just going, I know my limitation is around about 2 weeks. Like, I can force myself to work on something for 2 weeks if I have to, or I know that even if I'm motivated something, I'll probably not last longer than 2 weeks. So 2 weeks is a reasonable amount of time for me to work on a project. This project itself is probably... It's kind of hard to say, actually. Like, I don't think the amount of work that I've put in on this project is an unreasonable amount of work, even considering, I have to have a full-time job and everything.
I was going to say,
and I've got other commitments. Like, it's ended up being like, except for a couple of like exceptional occasions, for the most part, it's been like 3-hour streams or so. And like, even when I was like at my most ill, I was still doing like an hour and a half.
10 hours.
Yesterday was a 10-hour stream,
it was.
No, it was 11.5-hour stream, actually.
Did you go to 11.5? Oh dear, I had my nose
11.5-hour stream yesterday, but of course that's very exceptional because it's the last day. It's the last time that I have to work on things. Starry-eyed Eva, good to see you. Thank you for the congratulations. If you have... why have I not got this pinned, actually, now I think about it? We should be pinning the thingamajiggy to this stream.
Do it.
Why am I not advertising more? Go freaking play my game.
Yourself.
Valana, can you pin that, please? We did do the game jam, Eva. We got it all finished. I'm so proud. I'm really so proud. It is taken... I've put so much of myself into this game. I put so much of myself into this game. And we even spent another 2 hours this morning fixing some game-breaking bugs.
Right, so the games are very soothing. Got it.
I've got bug brain. Thank you so much, Ava. I do appreciate it. I hope you have as much fun as you can with it. By the way, as well, let's see. I think a link to my Discord has just gone up in the chat just now as well. please do join my Discord if you want to. Please spam basically anywhere with any comments or thoughts you have about the game. I would really love to see them. I would love to see some comments on the itch page as well. Yeah, just any thoughts or any thoughts, suggestions, things that you run into, whatever. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Please, thank you.
I think I need to make an itch.io account still.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good. I quite like it actually. There's so much free stuff on itch as well. Mel's Discord is a great place. Yeah, it's mostly full of memes. Mostly my memes.
Ooh, I do have an account. I didn't even know that.
Hey, but yeah, no, there's so much stuff on itch actually. Like you can get like UIs for what's it called for Ren'Py.
Okay.
Which can just like make things more custom. You can. I'm pretty sure there's tons of free music on itch. I've not even looked, to be honest.
Free music.
But yeah, no. As far as doing this kind of thing again, like this, like as we say, this has been like a soft rebrand of my content because like I've wanted to do stuff like this for a long time. Like 2 years ago now, I was working on the gacha game, and that was so much fun. Like I was working on it for like what, like 2 months or something. That was
you were
really
enjoying
fun.
it, yeah.
It was really fun, and I was making so much progress. But then UI stuff got in the way. Damn UIs.
Yeah, that's always been like every project I've worked on, I've always preferred CLI. The command line interface is so much more predictable and it's a lot easier to program for. I understand in enterprise environments why they're so heavily desired. And there are other pros and cons around it.
It saves so much hassle with UI design. Like
so does.
UI design probably takes like 80% of the time, never mind the actual development itself.
Exactly. But like the GUI is so much more visually useful.
With this project, like it took me maybe, I want to say, was it 12 hours? I don't know if it was like, I think it was like maybe 10.5 hours to write the story. And it took me something like, I don't know, I want to say like maybe 9 hours or something to do the code for the minigame. Maybe a bit more, probably like 12 hours. That's like less than a third of my development time was in the actual fidgety parts. Like the actual coding. Like if this was a game that was entirely command line, I would have been done in like a third of the time of this project. Also, Dark You, good to see you. Thank you for dropping by. We finished the game. I'm so proud. Please go play it. We updated the 1.1 rather. Because of our nasty game-breaking bugs.
Unless you want to play forever, and like you can just go back to 1.0.
Unless you want to play forever. Oh, that was another bug that I noticed earlier on, actually. So like, what would happen is the first time, so there was the endless gacha problem as well. So the first time that you actually completed the game, the shoe sales screen, the next time it opened, you'd be in endless shoe sales, and you wouldn't be able to leave. The reason for that is because like it's got a check in it that checks to see how many rolls you've done, and if it was equal to 3, then it would say, okay, you've done 3 rolls. That means it's time to go to the end of the week and like start the week again. But the problem was it was just equal to 3. And it didn't reset. So it just left you on infinite gacha mode, which to be fair wasn't the worst in the world, but like then you're just doing infinite gacha for the sake of it, and that's, you know, not the most fun.
That's like an edge case problem, right? Yeah, if you that somehow hops over 3, it's going to be like, well, I don't care if it's equal to 3. I don't care if it's greater than 3. You just go forever now. So
I made it greater than, and then it was like, okay, I would get to do 1 roll, and then it would immediately go to the next week. And I was like, wait, that's not right. That suggests that rolls isn't resetting. And then I looked, and it was like, yeah, rolls isn't resetting. So I had to go down here and go, reset how many rolls have been done, and reset. And then it was also a case where it would come up and like, as soon as you sold anything, the manager would get suspicious immediately, rather than resetting his sus meter.
Whoops.
And then you would just get a game over straight away. So yeah, some major improvements had to be made
What
for the 1.1.
What are all these jump commands? I'm not familiar with the jump command.
So a jump command takes you to a certain scene, or rather, it's a label. It's some of the what's it called? It's a little bit. What's a programming language? You know that one that doesn't have any like loops or anything. All you can do is say like go to line 10, and then it was just like way too powerful.
Yeah, I was reminded of GoTo, and that gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Where's your functions?
Okay. In RenPy, it's literally a go-to.
Ah. Yeah.
It is the thing is, it is possible to write functions, and you absolutely can. Like I've got one here for shoot here. You can define a function, and you can just use like Python statements, like renpy.say, no person speaking. This is the line that they say. You can absolutely use a function to do that kind of thing. There's nothing stopping you from using a function to do that.
Right. What was your process?
Yeah,
what was your thinking to use jump commands then?
Laziness.
Fair. That's what I was expecting. Yep. Sorry.
Laziness.
Sorry.
And also, like the thing is, like I've mentioned before, somewhere in the region of, I want to say like 7 or 8 years ago now, I had made, I've mentioned this multiple times over the years, I'd actually made a game engine using RenPy that would basically treat it as like a, I keep falling back to like open world choose your own adventure game. Where you'd be able to say, okay, I want to go to the Barrow Downs, I want to go to the Old Forest kind of thing or whatever, and you would just like move to that scene kind of thing. And be able to see whatever was going on there. So it's like a map that you can kind of move around, like node to node.
Reminds me of MUDs.
And that used functions. That used a couple of jump commands. Jump commands more for scenes, but it was entirely within RenPy, and it was just like a like move to location kind of game engine. And I was like, I could make an MMO out of this. I could make a survival game out of this. And I have played, like, especially mobile games that have a very similar thing going on with them. I'm trying to remember one just now. It's not Infinite Return. That's Eternal Return, sorry. That one is open world. But there was, like, this mobile game that was, like, a kind of, like, survival crafty... it was, like, survivally crafty, but it was also a little bit League of Legends kind of vibe to it. But like it was very visual novel based. I could make something like that because I've done the code for it basically, and it's a project I've done probably about like 4 or 5 times now. Nice. And it's like one of those things sitting in the back of my head going, Mel, you can make this kind of game now. And yeah, but of course this came up in conversation at some point where it was just like, I absolutely could do this kind of project, but the thing is, like, am I going to be able to do enough to justify having the open world aspect? Like, be able to choose what locations you go to? There's ways to make it work, but the problem is, like, the amount of content that would be required to justify that kind of thing. Like, why don't you just, like, have 6 different nodes with different things that you go to, and, like, you can just choose which scene you go to, rather than coding, you know, something that can have a hell of a lot more capability.
I guess that would become easier to do if you had like a team of writers or developers working for you, right?
Yes.
Like the amount of
if I could delegate, like, at the end of the day, I like it. I like back end, is what I like. I like back end stuff. I don't like doing front end stuff. I like writing. Writing I can do, but UI stuff and like art, like I can do art. I can do a little bit of art. I can do placeholder art. It depends on whether I, you know, and how much effort I actually put into it and what kind of style I'm working with. I'm not the best artist. I can do some art. It's passable. It's not great.
You're better than I am.
Don't trust, like, you'll see some of the scenes, especially the last 2 scenes as well, Sid. The last 2 scenes, like, they've got a little bit of art going on, especially the very last scene, which is quite a lovely little image. I put it as one of the tutorial, not one of the tutorial images, one of the promo images.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm not terrible at art. I'm just not very good at it. So yeah, if I had a project where I was working with, working with a really good writer that I could like bounce ideas off, that would be really fun. But if I were working with an artist who's like really good at doing art, and we're just like, right, we are building this game around your art style because it's that good, I would be so happy. Like, I would seriously, if I could just see if I just my dream basically is, I mean, I've got a musician in the back pocket that I can fall back on. If I have a big project, I'm just like, dude, I need your help. And he'd be like, yeah, we're doing art, we're doing music now. I'd be like, great. If I had an artist as well, I would be sorted. I would be so happy. I could work on any project I wanted, basically, if I just had an artist. I'm not good at art. Maybe a UI developer as well. That would also be convenient.
If only we had infinite money to hire all the people we need.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I only need 2.
But still,
I've got.
You need more money than you probably have for that. Like, it's the same with streaming.
I mean, I did just get a very large tax refund. I got a very large tax refund last year's taxes. I don't know how. I was only in a job for, wait, how long was I in a job for? Just a couple of months, like 5 months or something last year. And yeah, I ended up with a freaking huge tax refund. And I'm just like, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna treat myself to a new desk chair. I think maybe some cute furniture.
It's not a bad idea. I think I need a new chair too. As Dark says here, though, your art's good.
Yeah.
You've done pixel art a lot.
My art's serviceable. It's serviceable. I can make characters look distinct.
Do you want me to show you what bad art looks like? Like, yes, I can try to repeat your work. God. And it will be at best a stick figure. Like,
it's at time. I think it might be. You know what's really funny? I choose, like, okay, we're going into like big Mel reveals time here. You can tell that I've had 1.5 spice golds. But yeah, no. The thing with me is I find it really difficult to like open up about things that are like not very significant at all. And yet I find it super easy to talk about things that are like really, really involved.
Welcome to being a human.
So like, but no, yeah, that can you imagine being human? Ew, God, no. But yeah, no, like, remember? I mean, you'll probably remember. Like, it's nearly been 2 years actually since I came out. Remember, I came out on stream like 2 years ago. That was so much fun.
That was a long time ago. I remember I remember you before, and I remember you now. So yeah, it had to happen sometime in the past.
That was so much fun. Like, yeah, I was thinking back on. I actually went back and I found I've still got the VOD. It's on my my archive YouTube channel, actually, if anybody wants to go back and see it. It's labeled something really uninteresting. It's just like my it's like announcements or something. It's like mid-November 2 years ago or something, and then just like at like the hour mark, it's just like, yeah, by the way, I'm trans. And it's like absolutely no fanfare. Next to nobody's watched that VOD.
FYI, so footnote.
By the way, little footnote. By the way, I've got an entirely new understanding of myself. I went to college for art, even though I dropped out. I worked with talented artists every day, talking myself down because I wasn't as good. But out there are people who enjoy my art the same as with your art. This is exactly true. Don't overly compare yourself to other people. It's important.
They all start at the same spot too, right? It's like we all start off being bad at something until we do it 1,000 times. Yeah.
We all start terrible at everything. It's true. You just need to embrace that, accept it, and maybe you'll get better if you keep doing it. Or you can just go, you know what? I'm not good at it, but that's okay. I don't need to be good at it. I have other things that do bring me joy, and I'm going to focus on those because the joy that brings me is worth more than the things that don't cause me joy. So yeah. False. I am a god at everything. Trust. Disbelieve.
TV is the one exception. There are always exceptions.
No, disbelieve. But yeah, no, anyway, all that to say, all this me reminiscing over me coming out as being trans, to say, yeah, I'm about to, like, reveal something which is totally not a big deal at all, and that I've made allusions to before, and people are probably going to be surprised about. What really got me into art, like, I mean, okay, my art teacher in school loved me, but aside from that, I stopped doing that in, like, 4th year so that I could do, like, physics and chemistry instead. But yeah, like the thing that got me into art, and especially digital art, was oh God, it must be like 13 years ago, nearly 14 years ago now. Uh, of all the things, way back when I was into My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I've never talked about this on stream before. And I actually did some art for that way back when, just like fan art kind of thing. There was, oh no, yes, she's a brony as well. Oh God. But yeah, no, here's something though. Like, hold on until you actually hear this. I don't remember if it was the first or the second year. I think it was the first year where I actually went to one of the conventions in the UK for it. Yes, I went to one of the pony conventions. Yes, it was the most cringe thing I'd ever done, but I fucking loved it. Sorry. It was really good. Don't get me wrong. It was fantastic. I had so much fun that weekend. It was so good. But yeah, no, they had a charity auction at the time, right? And I think this was the second year because I don't remember this happening the first year. But they had a charity auction where they were like trying to raise money for, of course, some charity or other. And what I did was, while I was there, I'd like drawn a couple of sketches for people, like on the back of napkins when we'd been out for a big group meal. But like while I was there, I just like did a sketch of some of the characters. And one of the voice actors was there, and one of the writers for some of the episodes of that character was there. So I did a sketch. I got the writer and the voice actor to sign the sketch, and then I dropped it into the charity auction. And like, it wasn't amazing. Like, it wasn't like the best piece of art I've ever done. Chibi! Hello, Chibi. Good to see you. You came along just in time for story time. Welcome, Raiders. Hopefully you're doing well. For those unfamiliar, I am Melanie. I just completed a 2-week game jam, and you can play the game for free at the link in the pinned comment. Please do check it out. Chibi, what were you up to?
Or you can pay for it.
Hopefully I had a lovely stream. Let's see. Oh wait, we're not raid messaging. SOVGB Phoenix. What were you up to? You were doing Elden Ring? Holy crap, I need to beat Elden Ring. I hope you were enjoying. How did you do against the Deathbird? Did you beat the Deathbird yet? You've probably beaten the Deathbird. You've probably beaten the Deathbird. Hopefully you had fun. Welcome, Raiders. Hopefully you had a lovely time. But yes, welcome to Mill's Brony story. Yeah, okay, yeah. So to recap very quickly, I went to 2 pony conventions in the UK like 10 years ago or more. I entered a sketch that I did into the charity auction, got it signed by one of the voice actors and one of the writers of the show, and it sold for £150.
Nice. That's like even more in Canadian.
£150 in towards a charity for a charity auction based on a terrible little sketch that I did. I was so chuffed with it. I was so chuffed with it.
Yeah, someone wanted that. That's awesome.
There was a video by one of the pals that I made while I was there who just saw me. They were just like, "Yeah, how do you feel? It just went for 150," and I was like, "Oh, 100." I was freaking out because it was 3 figures. My art is not terrible. Thank you for the hydrate, Chibi. I'm going to drink Space Gold. It's very much dehydrating, but still.
Oh, your victory drink. I don't have I had coffee, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm having victory drinks. I bloody deserve them. I really do deserve them.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yes, we have just been. I've been joined here very, very kindly by Sid, who's taken some time out of his morning to chat to me about the game development process and how the final project went, all the issues we had with the 1.0 version, and the changes that were necessary for the 1.1. It's been so good. It's been so good. Yeah, Sid, it's Sunday and it's 9 p.m. Why aren't you drunk? Said it's 9 a.m. and it's a Sunday. Why aren't you drunk?
I'm streaming after this. I don't know.
Correct this.
I want to press the right buttons.
Oh, Sid, very much. It's happy hour somewhere in the world. Well, it's like 20 past 5 here. I can totally drink right now. But yeah, no, Sid. Little bit of a fallback from what we were talking about earlier. You were talking about how you've not played very much in the way of visual novels.
That's right.
What I would genuinely recommend, I've got a visual novel recommendation for you. It's completely free as well, so you've got no excuse not to get it. And
could
it's
probably think of one.
genuinely one of the best stories I've ever read. It has changed me as a person so much for the better. It is
Well,
a
this is why you're
wonderful,
trans.
beautiful story. What's that?
This is why you're trans.
I don't think so.
I don't think
No,
so.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Probably not. No.
Pretty sure it's not. Although, to be fair, generally speaking, there is a lot in it that's very relatable in a lot of ways.
That would make sense.
There's one questionably trans character in the story, but
Hey, you know what?
they
Questionable
don't appear
characters are
very
great.
much. They are great though. I forget what they're called, but they're absolutely great character. Mostly shows up in season is right. But yeah, no, it's Katawa Shoujo. You have to play Katawa Shoujo. It is
Katawa Shoujo.
so good. Katawa Shoujo. It is the visual novel that was made by a bunch of randos who got together on 4chan. It is the game about the school for disabled kids, and it is
Okay.
the freaking best stories I have read. It is so good.
I was gonna say,
I'm not kidding.
Authored by people from 4chan is kind
Yes.
of not the glowing
no,
recommendation
no,
that you
no.
normally get.
No, I say it just to demonstrate just how extreme the unexpectedness came from it. Like, I don't remember what was going through my head when I first heard about it. I first heard about it in like 2011 or something like that when I was in uni. And my friends were just like, oh yeah, no, did you hear the visual novel about the disabled people came out? And I was just like, what? That's kind of interesting. So I downloaded it. I was not expected for my heart. I was not expected that my heart would be so healed by it. It is beautiful.
Fortune
It's
can be a scary word.
genuinely beautiful.
Well, if you pass that on
Yeah,
to my
right.
manager, Valena, and I find some time to play it, there are some. Oh man, ever since
You've got a lot of Space Marine to play.
Thing is, it's got a lot of streaming. Like streaming has changed my life in that. I was reading in my spare time the Horus Heresy, the Warhammer 40k or 30k, I guess, in that case specifically, lore, right? The books are a lot of fun so far. And then I started streaming, and then I had no more time to read the books that I was really enjoying.
Yeah.
So I'm still struggling with spare time.
I think like roughly some of the regions, like half of your streams end up being like reading streams, aren't they?
Yeah, so far Mondays and Wednesdays have been reading, and then the other two streams have been gaming. So I picked up 4 streams a week, which is then I had like a week off work or two, and I picked up daily streaming, and oh my god, the video editing burden just kicked my butt. So I've decided my limit is probably 4 streams, probably maximum, and we're just gonna go with that. And
reasonable.
Yeah,
I think even like either 3 or 4 days for me is roughly about as much as I can typically manage. But
but
I
like,
relate to that.
It's not the worst idea to do like a visual novel as a book. I mean, I'll have to get approval from a manager, of course, but
of course,
it wouldn't be the worst idea. People do love visual novels.
Just make sure that you set the censorship option on in the menus. Otherwise, there are explicit scenes.
I mean,
which are also fantastic, so actually cussing them out is tragic because they're really well written.
So the thing is, Twitch lets you have those if it's part of the game, right? You're allowed to show some scenes with like some nudity or whatever. Like imagine like think of GTA, like I can't think of a more violent, explicit, horrific content in the game than that particular title. And that's
yes, that's all well and good, but you see, breasts.
Yes.
Clearly, this is so obscene that cannot be shown.
That's no, but like you are So as long as
despicable, deplorable violence is okay as long as nobody says any naughty words.
And like this is why. What VTubers in bathing suits are allowed if it's a beach scene or a hot
Free
tub.
the nipple! Free the nipple!
Exactly, free the nipple. One thing I learned be
normal about human bodies.
I haven't always lived in
Except
Canada.
for feet. I know what game I just made, but except for feet.
Chibi, except for feet, that is a good exception. Chibi has
Except for
finally
feet.
discovered that nipples are allowed, but only
Yeah, nipples.
in the
Apparently,
appropriate
yeah.
context. Yeah. So when Dad and I first came
Valana,
back from
there
Australia,
are no. I can actually say this quite contentedly. You do not see as much as a single shoe in Footbox.
that's true. Yeah.
It turns out the entire game is marketed as bait for foot fetishists.
Ooh, but you know,
And
what,
actually, if anything,
there is implicit bare
the
feet.
thing is, I managed to actually toe the line. Because not only am I poking fun at foot fetishists by calling them all weirdos, the thing is, there is that whole question and thing going on where it's just like, are they into it? Like, is that a thing that's okay here? And to be fair, like, if I like, okay, minor spoiler and allusion to something that might end up happening with the characters from Footbox in the future. Is I do actually see a scene of them painting each other's toenails as a thing that happens at some point in the future. But yeah, that's very much in the future.
Pervert.
I don't know when that's going to happen. It might happen at some point, but yeah, no. God. Dear. You know, I'm amazed that nobody's made any jokes about feet towards me yet. Somehow everyone's managed to restrain themselves.
I mean, I've only seen scene 3, and I think there was a barefoot moment, but that's it.
That was the big barefoot moment. Yes,
That was the big bear. Okay, I need more bare feet, Mel.
that was the big foot tease scene. Yes,
I want it.
that was it. That was the foot tease scene. Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You could probably put more in.
I could probably put more in, actually.
The R-rated
again,
version, the foot-rated version.
Well, yeah. Again, it was too limited, sadly, and the format of things. Yeah, just not for it in this project, sadly. But maybe in a future project, maybe especially if I find a good foot fetish artist to work with.
That's a good tangent. Like, not the foot fetish thing, but what are your plans for the next project?
Yeah, so I kind of need to figure out what I want to do for the next project, because okay, so I've got like a very kind of like a vague outline as what I want to do with future projects. So for this one, the target was literally just a matter of finish a project. Doesn't matter what the project is, what the quality is, whatever, the project just needs to be done. That was all I wanted to do. For the next one,
Right.
I want to make something a little bit more complex. So in this one, there's the story, and then there's the primary game mechanic as like the major selling points, kind of thing.
Yep.
For the next one, I definitely want to take a little bit of a departure from this one in terms of like the story, and in terms of the setting, in terms of like the themes, in terms of the mechanics. I do want to do things slightly differently, and that's kind of why part of me is thinking I would kind of like to do a multiplayer game or an online service game with or without offline options as well. Really, I don't want to go into one of these projects with anything more than a concept, like a kind of a vague idea, like my my 1-page document, which I'll see if I can pop up just now. Yeah,
your game
like
design document, maybe.
Yeah, so not even like the full game design document, just like
Fair.
where is it? There's the one sheet. Yeah, so just like this at most is what I want, like a list of like what the big idea is, what genre is, a working title, category, what's it like.
We can't see it if you have it up there.
Oh right, oh you can't see it? Did I close the wrong one?
I can't. Well, I see your code on the stream still. So.
Oh right, oh sorry. There we go. Sorry, there we go. So yeah, like the one sheet. So working title, genre, pending scope creep. I was right. The big idea, just a summary of what the idea is, what category of game it is, what major play mechanics are, maybe what engine it's going to use, notes about target audience, and then selling points. Like at most, this is what I want to go into the first day with. At the absolute most. Welcome, Nucleos. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. we're having a good time with our retrospective. If you've not already, please do check out the game at the pinned comment at the top of the stream. If it's still pinned, yes, it's still pinned. Good.
Still there.
But yeah, so I don't want to go into a game jam already having the idea, because the thing is, how long is my attention span? I forgot.
You said 2 weeks, so you have
It's
2
2
weeks to
weeks.
come up with an idea and get started.
Exactly. So the thing is, if I come up with the idea too far in advance, I'm just gonna completely forget about what I was trying to do. I wrote in the bug this morning, thank you, Nucleus. Wait, that was you? That's Nucleus? Is that Nucleus? Discord name is different. That's you? I had no idea.
Ah.
Please change it on my server, otherwise I will never recognize you. I'm an awful person. I'm terrible at keeping track of one name for people, never mind two.
I'm the same way. Like too many people.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, like the notes that I actually made, like I had like some brief notes about the characters. Where was it? I
What
think
about, like,
it was
Game categories and stuff. You've been talking about a couple of features, right, that you want to talk about, you want to like explore, like these like you don't know, some sort of version of an online service or multiplayer, like, and then we talked a little earlier about like, hey, pick one thing to add to what you do, but you also have to respect the idea that you're going to stick to your 2 week, and hopefully you're not going to sprain your foot again and have extra time off work. So you're going to lose time that you had this time, right?
The thing is, like, with the ankle sprain, the thing is, like, on the days where, I mean, it's been like a week and a half since it happened now. I've not actually done more streaming on the days where I would have been working. I've literally still been starting stream at the same time as normal. So I've been starting stream at 7. The only difference is I don't have the same degree of mental burnout because I've replaced it with physical burnout.
Yeah, pain.
I'm
pain
not
will do
exhausted.
that.
I'm not exhausted from work over the course of the days because I'm exhausted from being in agony for most of the days. So well, I mean, I think this means like broadly, I don't think being off of work over the course of this has actually like been a major advantage to the stream. I think I would still have more or less been able to make roughly the same amount of progress whether I was injured or not, whether I was off work or not.
I would caution that context switching will be a factor.
It will be.
So if you go into work, you can have that context switch. Okay, my work brain is on, and when I come home to do the stream, my sort of game dev brain is on. Whereas when you're injured, you don't really have to think about the injury. Yeah, it drains you. Absolutely. There's a cognitive load that comes with being injured and in pain.
I had to go to the hospital.
Especially when you re-injure yourself.
You did
that. Bad girl. And
repeatedly.
Yeah, but you can still have dev brain working in the background. You can still be thinking, oh, I need to do that. You can't do that when you have work brain on normally. You have context switching. I mean,
I have the benefit of not having people in front of me 100% of the time while I'm at work. There's quite a bit of downtime, which I would just spend working on game prep stuff, or I'd be working on like my YouTube backlog, just relaxing.
I see. Can I have your job? Like, I can't.
No.
My job is 120% work brain.
I mean, like, the thing is, like, see, if I actually had a job that was like yours, I'd probably curse it when I had it. But the thing is, I kind of aspire to it. I kind of want that kind of a role myself. So yeah, no, there definitely would be a bit of a trade-off. Like, I can see being more exhausted from mental load at work.
It would be interesting to see what quote unquote normal would be for you in that case, because you had very much not normal this go around. So
well, I mean, this go around was entirely not normal because it's the first time I've done anything like it. But yeah, more data required. I'm gonna have to at least do another 2 game jams that are roughly about 2 weeks long to get a real sense of what I'm walking into.
Also, you want time between two, right? Have you considered how much time you want to spend between game jams?
That is a major factor for me as well, because I like my wind down time. Like, I literally don't remember the last time I've done daily streams. I think it was like 2 years ago, maybe like a year ago, and I don't know how long I was doing it. No, actually, tell a lie. It was before I came out. So it's been around 2 years now since
That long?
I did
Wow.
daily streams for any amount of time. And I think when I did, I was unwell as well because long COVID's a bitch. So it's
Yeah,
been a
it
really
is.
long time. It's been a really long time since I've done daily streams.
And do you want to do, like, when you do the next game jam? I know you have this
Yeah.
2-week limit. Are you like?
Yeah.
That kind of puts you in a bit of a pickle, because doing a game jam where you're streaming daily every single that's definitely sounding like burnout territory to me. I wonder if there's a way you
I
can
definitely don't
insulate
want to
against
do
that.
these back. At the very least, I don't want to do these back to back.
So like, at least
I'm
a
not
week
gonna.
off, or 2 weeks off, or a month off.
I don't know. I don't know at this point.
I would say definitely a minimum of 2 weeks off.
Minimum
right?
of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off at the very least. But then it's also the matter of, when's the next best time to do something like this? Like start of December rather feels like it makes a degree of sense. Like get it out of the way before Christmas time, because doing it over Christmas time is a
guess
bad
so.
idea. Like whatever plans I end up following through on this year, I am still going to end up being busy at some point over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, that would be your
I don't know what my
personal
plans
life
are.
would be. Figure out your plans, I guess, and
Yeah.
plan around that. That would be the only sort of consideration. Otherwise, jump back in as soon as you're rested, right? Like mentally rested.
Yeah, of course. I could see myself maybe starting another one, maybe around like the 8th of January, and then maybe running until like the end of January kind of time. I could maybe do 2 weeks in that kind of a range, or potentially like maybe the following week going into finishing off in February. We could do something like that somewhere. So I think probably I want to say January is probably a bit more likely.
That's cool.
At the same time, I do see this is the problem now, because I really do want to keep going. Like now that the ball's rolling, I don't want it to stop, but I also know that like if I don't stop, I'm just gonna get completely burned out, and that's gonna be even worse.
It's like think of it as a reward, something you can anticipate and look forward
Yes.
to, and
Yes.
like with your careful planning, you can increase your chances of success, right? Which is, I think,
Yes.
you had a hell of a dopamine hit last night, or was it last night? I don't. When you
Yeah, it was
finished,
last night we finished, yeah.
last night.
Just last night,
so
not
the-
even 24 hours ago.
So look at what Valana said here. So 3 to 4 jams.
24 hours ago, the pizza just arrived.
The pizza just arrived.
I was eating the pizza.
That's
I
right.
finished it
You're
off
eating
today.
pizza. That's right. Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was so good. I finished it off today. It was so good. The donuts were so stale though. So stale.
I don't get donuts
yeah.
from pizza joints anymore. No, that's
No, wouldn't recommend unless you need it for delivery.
we do get them from 7-Eleven though.
Yeah. But yeah, well, like you say, just like make it kind of like line it up with a reward. I think I definitely need to make a point of having a day off the weekend after. I think I would either want to start one of these on like a Sunday and then finish on the Saturday nights, or maybe I would want to like start on the Monday and then finish on the Saturday, but then I would still want to have the Sunday and then maybe the Monday after off work as well. So I might try and time them for like public holidays, because I get public holidays off anyway.
Okay.
Plus some local holidays, which are even better.
I would also suggest, if I can,
Yes.
give yourself your 2 weeks to develop the game, and then of course you've learned a lesson about playtesting. Let us playtest that after the dev, and then get like however many quick revisions make sense, and then do the quote unquote launch, then call it finished.
Yes.
Because that
So-
debugging and stuff shouldn't be part of your
The game jam.
the pressure, right? Yeah.
Aside from like the jam itself. Yeah. Aside from like making it work, whether it's actually broken or not, it's another question. Yeah, that's reasonable. I think we might do something like that then next time. So probably what I'll end up doing next time is whatever project I end up coming up with, and I'll probably decide on the project itself a bit closer to the time. I will do like the 2-week jam, and then as soon as it's done, I will release it just to a small group of trusted people who can do playtesting for me. They can highlight whatever issues there are. I can then spend maybe a week, like, off stream doing bug fixing for it, and then release it like the weekend after I'm done.
Yeah, do a release stream or something. Yeah,
that could be quite reasonable, I think, rather than so that then I've still got all the development time is done. I can still make sure that the game actually works, but then if it comes to like, oh, there are bugs, oh, you need to make this slightly clearer, then those little things, like the things that took me literally 2 hours this morning to fix, those can just get handled off screen. It doesn't matter as much. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Then I can make sure there's a little bit more polish. Yeah, and I can also actually clear out some of the code as well, because a lot of segments of code in the game are just commented out because, you know, it's very slapdash.
It really depends on what it is that you're that you're commenting out. Some of that's worth keeping for future reference, perhaps. It really it's up to you to figure out what is important to you in that regard, of course. But how do you do your do you do your documentation in code? It looked like you were kind of doing a little bit of that, or do you keep like another sort of code base, a documentation base rather?
Right at the very end, I went through all my sources, like for music and for images and what have you. I think going forward, when I'm using assets that aren't my own, I will make a point of actually logging what I've actually found as I'm finding it, rather than like scrambling to do it all at the end. Like, fortunately, I only had so many assets to hunt down. And I remembered more or less what they were because I'd looked for them, like, was it the day before or was it 2 days before? I forget. But in the end, I had like 8 different character sprites, I had 8 different background images, and then I had, what's that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different audio tracks split into 2 sections, some of them.
Do you have a credit screen? Do you have a credit screen at the end of the game?
There's no credit screen per se, but there is in the about section of the game.
Oh, okay.
In the main menu. It shows you all the attributions. So it says Mel did the what's it called? The writing and the programming and the character sprites, and then these are the people that I got the music from, and these are the people that I got the background images from, which I edited. But yes, still.
You know, another really awesome thing about streaming it online, you have proof that you made this. It's not some sort of like Gen AI garbage or slop or someone like no one else made this and can ever really try to steal it from you. You have perpetual proof that this is yours, which is also a thing that's becoming more important today.
Yeah, that is one of the major things that I wanted to do with this as well. It wasn't just alongside the whole I want to make games because games are fun and cool. Alongside the whole I want to do a game jam and have a completed project, alongside the soft reboot of my content, or the kind of content I will hopefully regularly be making, I also wanted to be able to just demonstrate, look, you can make a game. You don't need to use AI to get it. Like, the assets that I found are free license. Like, the images that I use, like, I'm not that good at art. If you play this game, you'll know. But like, it does the job. Like, the thing is, like, you can do this with stick figures and it would still work just as well.
There are games that just use stick figures. Yeah, it's totally viable. Yeah,
like, you could, I don't know, do a furry game or something. Just like get some like images of animals off Wikipedia and run them through the filters, and then oh, look at that, you've got a furry character. Wonderful, that's great. Now you can make your game. You don't need to, you don't need to use generative AI to make something good. You can come up with something great.
There's a lot of free material out there. Yeah,
there's so much free material. Like, honestly, I'm not using as much free material as available to me. I barely scratched the surface. It's like one of my things again. I don't have the patience to go looking through a lot of this stuff sometimes to just see what options are available.
when I make thumbnails for the various books that I'm reading, which are all public
Yeah.
domain, which obviously helps too. I use
Yes.
what is it? I use the browser I use is Vivaldi, and they have the default.
Mhm.
There's a search browser called Safe Search or Start Page or something. That's actually just Start Page, but it's called Start Page. It is their version of a browser. It's not Google's fancy algorithms, but in the image searches, they have literally a filter option for licenses called public domain.
Ooh,
And you do a
good.
search. Yeah, you do a search and you go through here. Sometimes it's better than other times. Sometimes Wikipedia is just your go-to, especially for book covers and stuff like original art.
Yeah.
But you can find all sorts of stuff on here, and it's public domain, and you can throw that into your thumbnails, your games, whatever you want. It's literally public domain. It's free to use.
Even covers for books, I'm fairly sure you can put in a thumbnail just as like, as fair use, even if they're not public domain. It's like it was like a modern book,
Probably.
and you're like, oh, you get to that like YouTuber pog face kind of thing, where you're just like, this book will blow your mind in 3 areas or something like that.
In 3 areas, yeah. You'll lose 14 neurons.
You can always point at a book and call it fair use. There's been significant editing done for that. And plus, like, the cover, you see the cover at the bookshop, it encourages you to read the book. If anything, you're giving the book free advertising. Anyway,
I
sorry,
find that the biggest problem is the aspect ratio. You gotta like,
yeah,
I play around with them a lot, sort of like squish them down, make sure the title's in there, the main subject of the art, and all that kind of jazz. So
like,
sometimes
you can
modifying them,
them,
they get squirrely about that, but
squish them, a bit of rotate on it, maybe a little distort to make it look like it's at an angle or something. But yeah, no, like even like the only thing that I actually paid for to make this game was for the music collection, and it was it's literally entitled on Humble Bundle, Audio Heroes Largest Cinematic Creator Bundle. It cost me myself, I think I was cheap. I paid the minimum amount to get everything, £17.89, which is somewhere in the region of like,
that's reasonable.
I don't know how much that is in Canadian dollars, maybe like less than $40 Canadian or something.
25. It's like a 1.4 conversion, I think, is the last time I looked at it.
I think it's like, for US, it's about another 25%, so that's less than $25. And it's like way more music than I can be bothered listening to. To be fair, it doesn't have like...
tracks?
I actually don't know. I tried to download it all, but the thing is, like, the only thing that would let me download is like one of the libraries, and it was bad. It was bad.
It was decent music though. You had some good tones at appropriate moments.
But yeah, there's some really good music in there. And the thing is, like, that's not even free music. There's so much free music out there. Like even on itch.io, like that's the perfect place to go to. There's so many free art assets, there's so much free music. Whatever kind of game that you want to make, you will find something useful there. Even if you want to do like a 3D game, like if you've got if you want to make a 3D game, there are like basic 3D low poly models that you can get off of it, and it's just a basic 3D poly model, and you can edit it yourself. Or like some of them, I wouldn't be surprised if they came with options for themselves. You can get I mean, even for VTubing as well, they're like free VTubing models on itch.io. There's customizable VTubing models.
Yeah, there's also, well, in that case, you could also
like
download
the best
Void
ones,
and make
of
your
course.
own.
Yeah. Like the best ones, the ones with the most features and whatever. Yeah, sure, you'll have to pay for them. Makes sense that the artists have done a thing.
You have to pay for
if you want to make that investment for that customization, you can get it. But like if you just want to make a something, there are free assets there. Like honestly, like God, it was like more than 10 years ago. I was like playing around with RPG Maker, which I also got off the Humble Bundle, funnily enough. And there were a bunch of like free asset packs that I got with it. And like it was fun for playing around with, but the thing is, like, I never actually went, okay, I'm gonna make a project. And then, like, obviously, otherwise I'd not be so hyped about this being like my first project. But like, I had those assets there. I could play around with them. I could do stuff with them. Like, if you're the only reason why you wouldn't be able... Okay, I feel like I'm being a little condescending here. And I don't mean to be condescending as I say this. The only reason why you wouldn't be able to make a game in the style that you want to, using just free assets that you can find on itch, is that you're just being stubborn.
I see that. I can see that.
As I wound you by saying this, I wound myself, because the only reason why I didn't make a game 10 years ago with the assets that I had for free on RPG Maker, or doing things with Ren'Py, which again I've been playing around with for nearly 10 years, is because I've just been stubborn about not having the assets, about not having the music. Like, in my mind, like, the music that plays in this game, I'm like, would I really like go out of my way and say to a musician, yeah, make a track that sounds exactly like this, thank you,
Yes.
and then go ahead and use this? Probably not.
No.
I'd probably want a completely different vibe for this game. I'd want the art to look different, I'd want the sounds to look different, I'd want the backgrounds to look different. But, like, I know what my limitations are. I'm not an artist, I'm not a musician. But I know that these assets that I have found are good enough. So I can make them better by picking and choosing sections of the tracks that I like for certain scenes, like 2 of them. Like, we've got the tracks, the Apocalypse, I've cut into 2 for use in different scenes. Same for Breaking In, I've got it cut into 2 for different scenes. There's another one which I'm only showing a certain section of. I forget which one it is, but it's fine. Actually, I think it was one of those ones. But yeah, like, just...
You also get to choose what's more important to you and where you want to spend time. Because all these things are available, but you do got to spend time looking for them, sorting through obviously, like, frankly, the massive bulk of them, into deciding what's for you. But if you think that's harder than going and developing it yourself or getting it commissioned, like, it's not. There's a certain minimum amount of time you need to do all of this. And if you decide art's more important to you, you can spend more of your resources, your time, looking into better assets there, and sort of like just do the other bits quickly. There is a trade-off, and you get to decide that.
If I decided to make a game, I decided to make a game, and my project idea was make a game, and I made a game. And I didn't really care about, okay, am I focusing on the story here? Am I focusing on the gameplay here? That didn't matter. At the end of the day, not the priority. You've got time check, Sid.
Yeah, I'm doing.
How are we doing?
I'm starting at 10, so that's like 6 minutes from now.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry if you want to get set up just now. I will let you get away with plenty of time before your stream begins. But yeah, just very briefly, if I wanted to make a game that was focused on gameplay and like game mechanics, then I would spend, vastly more time on the game mechanics, and I would say, don't care about art, don't care about music, game mechanics is all I care about. If I was like, okay, I want to develop my art skills here, then I'd go, okay, we're going to spend like 80% of the development time just on making some good art. And then I'd make like a really simple story, 5 minutes long, really basic everything else, and it would just be really good art. If I wanted the story to be fantastic and I didn't care about anything else, I'd probably just make a really good story, really involved, with a bunch of like still barely edited images kind of thing. It's just a question of like what you prioritize kind of thing. And I get it's something that I'll be considering in future projects. But
I tried my hand at memes a little while ago, and like, I am not an artist, but stick figures are funny, and so I did a bunch of stick figures and copy pasted some very, very like, okay, this is technically not a stick figure because the body is an oval, but basically that's stick figure quality, right? It's hey, the whole point is like the message in there, not specifically how it looks. So you like,
even if you're just like emulating the style of an existing meme, like the thing is, people will recognize the meme that already exists, and then they'll go, oh, it's that meme, but look, this person's done it themselves, so what's that saying, kind of thing. Like, there's absolutely value with it. There absolutely is. But yeah, no, this has been a great project. I am going to be spending a bit of time the next couple of days and weeks thinking about what I want to do for a future project. Potentially one in December, maybe one at the start of January. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
But,
don't push yourself. Don't push yourself. But
yeah,
definitely get back to this soon.
If you've been here, if you came along because of these projects, don't worry. Another one will happen at some point in the next couple of months. Exactly when, I don't know. It will just depend on my energy levels, my motivation, how busy I am, and whether I have an idea I'm passionate about. But something will be happening at the very least over the next 2 months, I want to say. But yeah, expect us to fall back to more regularly scheduled, familiar programming. We'll be playing some games. We'll be chilling. We'll probably do a couple of programming streams. I don't know. Maybe we'll even do some art streams. Maybe I'll get good at doing some art. I don't know. But yeah, no. Just once again, thank you everyone for coming along for this whole thing. It's been wonderful. And yeah, thank you, Sid, for joining me today. I know you have to get away shortly. Oh, is he gone? He's not gone, but he might be mute. Sid? Sid? I think he's gone. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, anyway, you can hear me, so it's fine. Take your time. But no, thank you so much for joining me, Sid. It's been lovely hearing what you have to say about the game, your advice, your suggestions, your comments, and all the general. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can stop praising you now because you're actually here.
I mean, it's still muted, right? Keep going.
No, you're done now. You've had your chance.
Don't.
I'm only nice to people when I feel like I have to be nice to people.
I see. So as long as my back is turned, you'll hit me with kindness, but to my face, you'll assassinate
exactly.
me.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes, exactly. But no. Again, thank you so much for coming along. It's been really great having. It's been lovely. It's been lovely, and I hope you do actually enjoy the game now that it's actually, playable.
I've already downloaded the new copy. I'll play it. The new copy, I'll play it. I don't know when, but I will play it again. So I'm looking forward to the story.
Worries.
Mel, congratulations once again. This is fantastic. I'm looking forward to your future.
Thank you so much.
I've actually invested in it, so I'm like, my retirement is dependent upon your success. Just no pressure, but yeah, just so you're aware. Yeah.
Of course, sure, yeah. But no, thank you so much. Right, you enjoy your stream as well. I don't know how much longer we are going to be going, but yeah, I hope you enjoy your stream. You take care and have a good stream.
Thank you.
What are you up to, by the way?
We're Space Marines. I'm going to be doing
Space Marines.
the Assault Class Peregrination, which is basically I'm going to grind out the Prestige perks in the Assault Class next. So
very nice.
That's what I'm doing.
Very nice. Well, if you're interested in Space Marines, some grimdark future super soldier shenanigans, go check out Sid as well. We'll give you a shout out as well because it's very well deserved. Your insight has been most appreciated.
Oh, it's been fun. It's been fun. Cool. I'll see you later.
Lovely
Thanks
having
again.
you here.
Congrats again. Chat, have a good time, and we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Take care. Be good to yourself, Sid. And Valana, thank you so much. Bye. Right, he's away. Wonderful. Okay. We don't currently have anybody else currently lined up to be taking over from Sid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to call a very brief break. I've had two drinks so far. And yeah, I'm going to take a very, very brief break. We're going to be back in just a handful of minutes. We'll talk a little bit more about the development. We'll talk a little bit more about what we've been up to and what kind of things we can look forward to in the coming weeks and what have you. But bear with me and we'll be back in just a few. So yeah, catch you in a moment. I hit the wrong screen. We're not ended. We are back soon. We are not ending. Yes, wrong screen. I'm just an idiot. It's fine. Listen, it's me. This is the person who... Wait, can you even hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Oh, lovely. Yeah, this is the person who ended up uploading a version of the game that was completely broken because I forgot to turn off the mode that I was using for screenshots. Yay! Right, that's fine. Right, let me just pour myself another little drinky drink and we'll have some more chat. Right, actually, while we are getting set up, how many people came by for the stream? So far, according to my little tracker here, we've got 15 people here. As a matter of fact, there are 15 people here, which that's actually worth mentioning. It was briefly touched on while Sid was here, but as I say, this entire project has been something of a soft reset for my content because in-person voice, we've only had Sid so far. We have had 2 other people suggest they're interested in dropping by. Whether they will actually make it remains to be seen. We don't have anybody currently lined up as in like ready and waiting to join us, but we may get 1 or 2 more people over the next hour. It just depends on their availability, but we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I completely forgotten what I was about to say. Yeah, so the soft reset thing. Yeah, because I'd had the impression for quite a while. This is the very streamer-brained part of the conversation here, where I had been, I'd been kind of like noticing my content was kind of not doing what I was kind of hoping it was going to be. I wasn't kind of happy with... Wait, are we on stream view instead of collab? I don't know if we're on stream view instead of collab. Right, we can turn you off. You can stay on, that's fine. I can turn off you and I can turn off you. Lovely. So yeah, I've been noticing that the content that I've been producing, and I've been very conscious of it for a while, is not like conducive to what I want to actually achieve with my streams or with my my broader goals, even outside of streaming. And this is, yeah, as mentioned, this is a way of like soft rebooting that and just saying, hey, I'm gonna refocus a little bit more on stuff that I do want to do, and this is exactly that, and it's worked, which is the astonishing thing, just how well this has worked. Like over the last 2 weeks, I have seen more growth in my channel than I have in, I would argue, more than like the last year. If not more. I've had more people watching me consistently than I don't remember how long. I've had more people following me and discovering us for the first time in such a long time. Softy is gonna get finished? Oh god, Softy. Softy. I do love Softy though. I love the characters in Softy. Once again, I do love it. I really should. I really should. I really should. Twitch really hates you. No, it doesn't. It's fine. Did I miss something from you, Dark? Wrong screen? No, that's just me. That's just me. Don't you worry. Yeah, Softy. Maybe at some point. Because like my writing streams, when I did do writing streams, they did really well for me as well. Actually, I really enjoyed writing streams. Lots of people seem to have come along for them. They were really interesting. There's a bit of a difference though when it comes to a game development stream, because like when there's a game dev stream, once again, it's something very visual. And I've mentioned this a couple times, like people tend to like it when there's something visual going on in the stream, like if I'm making progress and people can actually see what I'm up to. I also get the impression that people like something being time pressure. People like it when, you know, where I've got a goal, there's a set number of days remaining in the goal, and it has to be done by then under any circumstances. It's kind of the vibe that I get. People like that. And personally, I like it as well. I like having a challenge to work on, and this kind of format, if you want to call it a format, it seems to work pretty well for me. Just a question of having a break in the meanwhile, because I do not want to burn out. Burning out's a terrible idea. I would rather not burn out. Burnout is the ultimate enemy, to be honest. But yeah, Doing daily streams is quite a lot. It's a lot. I mean, the streams themselves are fine. Like, if I'm going to be doing the development time every day anyway, then I might as well stream it. I just stopped thinking about it as a stream and started just thinking about it as development time. That's kind of how I've got on with this. But yeah, no, just the sheer number of people that's come along for it. I've been really very pleasantly surprised by how many people have came along and like seen and watched the progress of this. It's been wonderful. I am somewhat disappointed about the YouTube channel's progress, however. Like, granted, it is a new YouTube channel, so we don't necessarily expect it to like pop off immediately, especially when we go straight into more streams. But if I'm not very much mistaken, I don't think we've had many followers from the YouTube channel at all. We've got 13 subscribers on it so far. We've got 13 subscribers on my new YouTube channel. The link's right there. If you're not already, please follow it. Oh god, yeah, discoverability is kind of difficult. It's an odd thing to be doing. To be fair, am I streaming the gaming category? I think I'm streaming the gaming category, which might make it even harder to be found. It's fine. But yeah, no. Yeah, so that's been interesting as well. Just trying to launch the two at the same time, this project and the new main YouTube channel. It's been fun. I love checking in to see how far you've gotten. I've had so much fun doing this, Dark. It has been this has genuinely been, I think, some of the most fun that I've ever had streaming. Like, there are a couple of other situations where, probably like the early times in Amberglow, where we'd all be working towards some project in Minecraft or something, or I'd be working towards something for everyone's benefit in Minecraft, where I'd been working alongside someone. The odd little music cover that I've done in the past, the odd little bit of artwork I've done for people, these kinds of things. But this is at a new level. This is like an order of magnitude above and beyond the satisfaction that I got from doing that kind of a thing. I love programming, but sadly, only one that I'm good at is HTML, which is just for websites. I mean, just because you can only do HTML, like, that's not even a bad thing, per se. Something that I came across a while ago, something that was very interesting to me was, what was it, like AFK Quest or something? It's like this, excuse me, this like idle game. Is it AFK Quest? No. Wait, is it AFK Quest? Is it AFK Quest? Am I right? I don't know if I'm correct. No, I'm definitely not correct. But anyway, there's AFK Journey. Is it AFK Journey? AFK Journey. Is it that? I don't think it's. No, it's definitely not that. No. It's literally just like, it looks like a Windows XP game. It looks like a menu-based game just in Windows XP Windows. I mentioned it on stream a couple of months ago, but I forget what it was. It's literally just a website that looks like Windows XP. It's just a bunch of progress bars filling up that shows you your character just massacring large number of monsters, getting random loot, and then selling them. That's it. That's all it is. It's like a super basic autoplay RPG kind of thing. And that's just a website. That's just basically HTML. I mean, it might be some Java as well, but still, I'm pretty sure you can just do it in HTML, since broadly right. yeah, just because you only have a certain set of interests or skills, there's no reason why you can't turn it into something interesting. Like, see if you can write. If you're just a writer, it'd probably be a pain in the ass to just HTML. I mean, that's true. But TV, you would say as well that making a game using just Python would be a pain in the ass. And let's not be wrong, it's totally true. But you can do it. Whatever skills you have, you can make something interesting with it. If all you know how to do is write, it just takes a tiny little bit of effort, and you can make a game in RenPy. You absolutely can. HTML can't store state. I mean, that's probably true. not that I would kind of know how to do it with inputs, but not fully AFK. Yeah, fair. But still, like, there's nothing stopping you from going, okay, I know how to do this kind of coding. How do I take another little step? Like, 2 years ago, like, this is literally how I managed to develop the gacha game 2 years ago when I was working on it. I literally was just like, right, what kind of programming do I want to do? I don't know. What kind of programming do I think would be useful? I went on a list of what kinds of software and tools that software developer jobs were looking for. And they were all just like, yeah, they need to know how to use Flask. They need to know how to use Postman. They need to know how to make a basic HTTP server. Is it HTTP? I think it's an HTTP server. Or these kinds of things. Yeah, HTTP server. And like, I was like, okay, that's cool. How do I go about learning these things? And then from there, it was a matter of, oh, great, now I've learned how to do a database, because this asked me to set up a database. Now I can actually have like a server that can receive inputs from a client that I've written, or not even from a client, just from Postman. Oh, now I've written a client that can send the messages that Postman's selling, and now I actually understand. You know, just whatever skills you think that you might want. Either look into yourself, just saying, okay, how do I go about doing this? Or ask someone for advice and just say, hey, this is a simple way to get into this. Like, oh, I really want to be able to make like a multiplayer game, but I don't know how to start. Just ask someone. And they might not be able to tell you how it'll work best for you, but they'd say, right, start with this kind of the thing. This is the right direction. This will teach you the language that you need to know to be able to do the thing that you want to do. That's all you need. That's literally all you need from there. Someone just to point you and get you started in the right direction. For what it's worth, I'm more than happy to be that way for people, actually. Because yeah, I found so much more joy and happiness in figuring things out for myself. But to be honest, like, the biggest problem that I've always had is that I've never had someone to, like, I've never been able to have someone that I can say, I don't know how to do this. And then they go, yeah, no, you want to do this then. Like, start over here. This is a practical way to get you in the right direction. And that's what I've been looking for. And yeah, from that, I managed to pick up useful skills. If all you do is write, just write in RenPy. Just get text to show up on screen, and then make little changes from there. Go, oh, I'll put this picture in. Oh, the picture looks like this, and then just go from there. Oh, you can make the picture change. You can make it fade in. You can make it do whatever. If all you know how to do is art, that's fine. Just make your art, get RenPy, import it into RenPy, make it appear on screen. There you go. You're halfway towards a game already. You've got characters, you've got sprites, you've got backgrounds, you're sorted. If all you know how to do is music, put it into RenPy. Put a couple of random pictures in there for the hell of it, but play your music over the top. If you're a voice actor, write yourself a little script, say the lines, import them in RenPy, make them play at the same time as the lines that come up on the screen in RenPy. Congratulations, you've got a game. Any skill that you want to learn, you can use RenPy to do it. I'm gonna freaking prove that. I'm gonna prove that. I'm gonna make that damn multiplayer survival MMO in RenPy just to spike TVPG. Just to prove that you can do anything in RenPy. Oh my goodness, yeah, please check out RenPy. If you've got any interest in developing new skills in any area, whether it's programming, whether it's writing, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's sound, whatever you want to do, RenPy is a good tool to get you in that direction. In some way, shape, or form. You'll learn a bunch of other random crap at the same time. But it's a good excuse to get you going in the right direction. I really believe that, I really do. Next, all self-voice acted game in 2 weeks next time. I mean, see if I wanted to do that, I would just write one scene, there'd be no choices, but I would voice the characters. That would be it. I could do it. And then I just demonstrate that I can do voice acting. I'll just make a Ren'Py game. I'll make a game in Ren'Py that is basically just my audio demo, which I once recorded actually. A good couple, oh my god, I say a good couple of years ago, we're approaching like 10 years ago or something. I did make a voice demo reel for voice acting. And I remember I shared it with my my partner at the time. And it was just like a bunch of voices, and then like a couple of like weeks later, I was talking about it, and she was just like, "Wait a minute, that was that recording that you played for me a while ago?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was me." And she was just like, "I thought you were showing me what one of them sounds like. That's you?" And I was like, "Yeah." So yeah, apparently I can do voice acting if I put some effort into it. You never believe it. What's voice training? What's voice training? Even bloody not Paint. Paint's not ahead of me in voice acting. Or not voice acting, rather. Voice training. What's her name? Barney Beekeeper is ahead of me when it comes to voice training. The Fiend. I love her though. But yeah, no, I could totally do voice acting. Could totally do it. Just need to pick some good voices. But I can do voices. If I put effort into it, I can do voices. I can do some fun voices. I don't do enough. I'm a D&D GM / Dungeon Master, and I live on voice acting for my NPCs. Stephen, I also love playing RPGs. I've not played for ages. I've been neglecting my groups since like August. I just got majorly burned out. I'm so sorry. I don't know if they're lurking here. They might be lurking here. I'm sorry. I just burned out on everything. But yeah, voice acting, not really my strongest suit, unfortunately. Or at least not off the cuff. I need to do a lot of prep for my voice acting. I need to like have the line. I need to do it a lot on my own. And then the funny thing is, whenever I've recorded myself doing voices in the past, I always do like 1 take, 2 takes. Then I spend a lot of time on it, and then I try like 3, 4, and 5, and then I just end up going with the first take anyway. I'm terrible when it comes to voice acting. But yeah, no. If you enjoy, well, I mean, if you're doing DMing for D&D Dark, that's perfect. You can make an RPG, super easy, barely an inconvenience. You know game mechanics. You know combat. You just need to figure out an algorithm to get it to work, which, to be fair, takes quite a bit of time to figure out. But you don't even have to do it alone. Like, here's probably... I mean, actually, tell a lie, it's not a mistake that I made. Because, like, one of the benefits of doing this game jam as a live stream is I've been able to have people who are interested and who are motivated and who are like invested in my progress, who are sitting watching me. And then, as we were saying even yesterday, I'm fairly sure, like people have been like dropping in and saying, "Oh hey, there's a typo here, you need to change that," or "Oh, like this is completely broken in this section. I can't program that well, but I can do art and story writing." You're sorted. You're sorted. The thing is, you don't even need to program well to be able to do Ren'Py. But yeah, like one of the benefits of doing this in a live stream is I've got other people like checking over my shoulder, double checking my work for me, which just makes life so much easier. Like, have I made a typo? Someone will point it out. Maybe. If I'm struggling with some code, someone will give me some advice or suggestion on it. If I'm really struggling with some idea, someone will say, "Hey, why are you wasting time on that? Shouldn't you be doing something else right about now?" And it's also a way to keep myself focused. Like yesterday, I was like, right, I've got 2 hours to implement all the images and stuff. And then, like, as 2 hours was approaching, I was like, right, I've got to get this finished. Let's get this done. Get it done. 2 hours to do the audio. Let's do the audio. So do the audio. 2 hours to do the editing, and then people are able to help with the editing. It's helpful. It's really helpful. Just being able to do it visibly. And as well as that, as I said with Sid, this is one of the reasons why I want to do this. I want to be able to demonstrate you can create this kind of content without relying on AI. You can just do it yourself. Like, what's the appeal? Like, I mean, if you're generating things on AI, what is it? You're basically rolling a die. You're doing a random number generator, basically. You're just like you're rolling a die on a random encounter table. But the thing is, you don't even know what's listed in the random encounter table until you've rolled on it. And it's just not fun. It's just not interesting. Like, what? Really? Why? Whereas everything that's came out of this, okay, it's not perfect, but it's mine. And I've shown everything, every single step of what I've done. Every single word that I have put into this game, I've done on stream. Aside from some bug fixing, which was mostly this morning. All the art I've either done or I've edited on stream. All of the music I put into place on stream, and I even played when I actually got it off the internet from where I licensed it. Full accountability, and it can be done. I'm just so happy with how it went. It went wonderfully. Not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, no, I'm feeling very good about myself right now. I really am. So yeah, next project. Next project. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to decide way too far in advance what the new project's going to be, because if I come up with an idea, I'm going to work on it, and if I work on it, then I'm going to get bored of it in 2 weeks. So I think for the next project, what I do want to do though is I want to do something more mechanical, something that's got more game mechanics in it, something that's either I'm tempted to do the whole multiplayer, either multiplayer or fully online game. Or like, well, partially online game. One of the two of them. I want it to be a little bit more involved mechanically, so maybe more like an RPG. Maybe an RPG, maybe a gacha game, maybe a survival game, something in that kind of area. Relatively simple. It's not going to be, it's not going to be Rust. It's not going to be Minecraft. It's not going to be DayZ. It's not going to be PUBG, it's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be relatively basic. But I'm thinking something quite similar to that. And then, once I've done that project, which will be a bit more mechanically focused, I think what I'll do for project number 3... Actually, you know what? Let's actually write this down. This is yesterday, isn't it? Let's make a new diary entry. Let's make a new diary entry just for today, shall we? I think we should do a new diary entry. So, how am I feeling? What's my plan for today? I can get rid of stretch goals as well, that's fine. I can get rid of writing edits. Achieve today. Future plans. Wonderful. So how am I feeling? Very satisfied. That game is done. Slightly embarrassed at state of 1.0 at launch, but also pleasantly surprised. It only took 2 hours to fix 1.1. Lovely. Future plans is missing 2 dots. It will be. Yes. See, this is exactly why, Dark. This is why it's wonderful doing these kinds of projects on stream. Like, oh god. Like, I remember when I used to do pixel arts on stream, okay? And, or like even when, especially when I was writing. The first time I did a writing stream online, it was my pseudo Bronze Age story, which I only got like a quarter of the way through-ish. I had big hopes for it, but kind of the problem with it was I wasn't actually putting the text on screen. So I was more or less just like, I was more like talking. And I would say I would have like on the screen itself, it would say, I'm working on my story, bibbidi boo. But then no one would be able to see it. No one could see what I was working on live. They would just hear me talking about it, and I'd be making allusions to it, and they'd be like, that's great and all, Mel, but I don't know what's happening. Nobody actually said that very kindly. But then like last year, when I was working on Softy, that was last year, wasn't it? I think that was last year. Yeah, it was last year. I was working on, God, that was a year ago? Year and a half ago, nearly 2 years ago, Jesus. Yeah, I was working on Softy. But that one was actually on screen. In fact, I actually have it down here. Where is it? Actually, where is it? It's not listed here. Right, it's fine. We've got it somewhere. Bloody better have it somewhere. But yeah, I was writing Softy, and it was lovely. I was having so much fun with it. But the thing is, I was actually showing that on screen, and people could see it. And it was a massive mental step to be able to start writing things on stream. Because there's that anxiety of, you know, of, freak, oh god, this is perfect, yeah. There's that anxiety that comes from, like, putting yourself out there and people can see it, and there's the anxiety of, oh, does this mean that people are people going to hate it? Are people going to think I'm terrible? As often as not, no. But that anxiety's there, that fear of sharing yourself in some capacity. Like, especially when it's something that's, like, work in progress, or not completed, or completely off the cuff. It's the same anxiety that goes into, like, you know, the first time I ever hit live, you know? And I do appreciate that we've got an ad here, so apologies if you can't see this. Hopefully you can. But, like, what matters is, like, not letting that stop you from doing the thing. Like, do not let it stop you from doing the thing. The thing is the important part. The not doing the thing is the problem. It's the not good part. You want to do the thing. So yeah, no. You want to do the thing, and it's well worth putting yourself out there when it's a work in progress. It absolutely is. Like, I was able to write 6,500 words in 3 days with people watching me. I was able to do this entire game jam project with people watching me. Just because people were watching me wasn't enough to stop me from doing it. There was a little bit just of a starting writing where I was just like, oh my god, I'm cringing so bad. Like, I have to actually write stuff and people are going to see me writing stuff. They're going to see my whole writing process. But then it was just like, I mean, people have to see my entire process for everything. And like, even if people only ever see things at the tail end of things, if they only see the end of the project, I'm still going to be putting myself out there. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Don't be afraid of being authentic, is what I'm trying to say. In fact, the authenticity, like, I'm getting super duper meta here, and you can tell I'm on my third drink at this point. It's the authenticity is what people are here for. Like, if you're here for anything, it's because I am putting myself on the line here, because I am being authentic, because I'm saying this is something that I have created and I am proud of it. This is a project that I really believe in, and I am convinced of that. That's what you're here for at the end of the day. And an important step I would suggest would be have that conviction in yourself. Be convicted enough in yourself that you can put yourself out there for others to see. And when they do, you will be rewarded for it. You will be. I mean, there's all kinds of forms that are work to take. Personally, I'm just overwhelmingly happy with the progress and the growth I've been able to achieve over this time. That so many people have dropped in to see the progress and to see what I've been up to. That I've been able to share this process of. I mean, honestly, like I really have changed a lot in the delivery of this project. Going into it, I was thinking to myself, oh my god, I'm going to hate this at times, but I'm going to be so satisfied when it does. I remember saying that, I think it was in the first stream. And now I'm actually here, and I'm done. And I did hate it at times. But I am so satisfied that it's done. I knew what it would look like. I knew I was good enough for it. And I didn't have to worry about putting myself out there. And because I didn't worry about putting myself out there, it's in the form that it is. And yeah, I'm very rambling right now. I do apologize. Day's plan, retrospective. Sorry, I hope my rambling is of value to someone. It's yeah, I hope it is of value to someone, because yeah, cue Shia LaBeouf meme of just do it. Just don't let your dreams be dreams. Dear. Yeah, I hope this is valuable to people. I really do, because it's plenty valuable to me. I have a whole new perception of myself after this, actually. I know that I'm capable of a lot more than I thought and believed that I would be. So much more than I thought I would be. I really am. But the thing is, like, everything that I've done has been well within my capability. Like, nothing I've done over the course of this 2 weeks has been something that I wasn't able to do. Maybe it's something that I needed a bit of a reminder on. Maybe it's something that I had to learn for the first time. I needed to acquire some new knowledge and apply it. But it was well within my capability. Like, it wasn't bashing my head against a brick wall trying to get something that I didn't understand to work. I understood every part of it. You underestimate yourself at the end of the day. You underestimate yourself. And at some point you need something like this to push yourself. Something to measure yourself against, like in a constructive way. And start small. Like, I didn't try to make the best game ever. Like, this game isn't an Undertale. I never expected it to be an Undertale. I didn't intend it to be an Undertale. It doesn't need to be an Undertale. But it's done. And it's exactly what it needs to be. So yeah. Sorry, I'm profoundly rambly at the moment. Oh my goodness. I just realized I have opened my bottle of Spice Gold, and I already have an open bottle that I could have finished off today. Dear, never mind. Chat with friends and chat about progress and process. Discuss future plans. Actually, while we're here, and hopefully I've not lost too many of you, does anyone here have any thoughts about one of two things? Actually, either of two things. Either, do you have any thoughts about what kind of thing I should do for the next project? You're more than welcome to include some notes. Like, if you've got any thoughts, any suggestions on what kind of thing I might want to do with the next project, whether it's a certain theme, whether it's a certain kind of thing to focus on, whether it's you want to see certain kinds of characters, certain kind of artwork, certain kinds of gameplay mechanics, whatever, anything in particular that you want to suggest, any genre of game, any kind of gameplay, please do suggest. I do want to hear it. But also, if you have any suggestions for what we do in the meanwhile, definitely do let me know as well. I did hear that, I think it was mentioned yesterday that some game came out that I've not finished? Oh yeah, the sequel to Long Live the Queen came out, didn't it? Or it's due out very soon. Hold on. Hold on, I want to check that right now. Sorry, we're getting slightly distracted. Long Live the Queen. We'll have a little look at that. Because I heard Long Live the Queen universe. There's only one game currently. Galaxy Princess Zorana. Oh my god. It comes out in 5 days. Oh my god. It looks beautiful. Okay, we're playing this. We're playing this. Release date Saturday. No, that was the announcement that it's released on. The announcement came out on the 8th. It's going to be released in 4 days. Okay, we're playing that. We're playing that. So the question is, yeah, what are we gonna do until then? What are we gonna do this week? Any thoughts on what kind of game we want to play in the meanwhile? Let's see. What have I been playing lately? I got back into Hollow Cure about a month ago, I think. We could play a little bit more Hollow Cure just for chill out time. We could play Long Live the Queen. We could do another run or two, try and get a couple more endings. Because that'd be good. I've only got like one ending here. We could play some VR. I might have some energy for VR this week. Actually, no, considering my ankle, VR is probably a terrible idea. I could play World of Warcraft. I don't know. What do you suggest? What do you suggest on any of these fronts? What kind of games I could play? We could do something fun. We could do something fun, I think. Have you ever tried out Danganronpa? I have never had, actually. I did watch the start of the anime. Honestly, it didn't really take me very much. Kind of death gamey, and then, you know, characters die very early. I don't know. Danganronpa. Could give it a look, maybe. I don't know. Nucleus has a suggestion. What are you thinking of? Proximate, eh? Wait, what the fuck? Oh my god, there's a galaxy map? There's a galaxy map in Galaxy Princess Zorana. Oh my god. Okay, we need to play Galaxy Princess Zorana. It looks like everything I've ever wanted. I mean, not really, but still. It'd be a one-stream game. Proximate, right? We're gonna have a little look at that. Hold on. Proximate. Let's have a look. Released last November. Let's see. Horror, atmospheric, LGBTQ+, narrative, short, funny. Congratulations, contractor! You've been approved to trial our cutting-edge AI visor. Use it to explore the nearest lab and recover the staff's research. Your visor is safe, reliable, and up to 99% accurate. Knowing what I know about machine learning, 99% accurate is still terrifying. Just don't ask why the ketchup in the corner makes such a horrible crunching sound. Okay, that's kind of interesting. One thing about Danganronpa, you need to read a lot. Noticed that yesterday again as I streamed. Interesting. I mean, I don't mind reading. Don't mind reading. That sounds quite fun, actually. Right, 4 days from today. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Friday the 21st. The other game comes out, isn't it? Let's see. I think it's the 21st. Yes, 21st of November. Although exactly when it comes out, I don't know. We are playing Galaxy Princess Zorana. Oh my god, it's so pretty. It's so pretty and so cool. I love it. Oh my god. Yeah, we're playing Galaxy Princess. This is gonna be amazing. We're gonna get the Yuri ending. I swear to god. It's a really good game. We will, I'll consider it. The optimist says it's half human. The pessimist says it's half monster. And the project manager says, when can we ship it? Okay, that's relatable, to be honest. A dread-driven narrative game where you investigate a deep-sea laboratory and piece together the events that led to the research team's demise. You'll be required to wear an image recognition visor that only tells you the bare minimum information you need to succeed, and sometimes less. Use text info. Okay, this is really clever game design. Okay, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. Nucleus, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it on Tuesday. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I need a day off tomorrow. We're gonna play this tomorrow because this looks cool as hell. Fun seeing the bond between characters and building your own bond with them. I own nearly every Danganronpa game and I love them all. I have the games together over 200 hours. Gee, so you're very dedicated there, Dark. You know what? We'll put a pin in that. Or maybe come on to it at some point. Let's see. Using text information, proximity data, and audio clues to form a mental map of your surroundings, and pray that your technology won't fail you when you need it most. Features: there is no monster. Assignment: time box to 90 minutes. If you're here longer than that, we might have to dock your pay. Your visor says that the red stain on the wall is ketchup. It was coded by some very smart people, so you should definitely trust it. Collect chat logs from the research team, but don't read into them too much. We're not paying for you to figure out some kind of sinister mystery here. I mean, we haven't seen the monster, so it's probably not there. Receive helpful calls from your manager. With all due respect to my manager, I don't expect he's watching my stream. I have very rarely had that useful a call from my manager. Who's here to make your job easier, probably. Connect with a cast of queer characters who we definitely cared about and will miss dearly. Oh hey, have you signed that waiver yet? If you hear it, turn away. After labour rights movements sweep large parts of India and Southeast Asia, companies around the world lose their supply of cheap exploitable workers. Melbourne-based tech startup Neuris decides to attempt the impossible, installing AI drives into the freshly dead, oh god, to create a cheap and endless supply of workers. There is no death under capitalism. Wonderful. After a year of disappointing results, the Neuris lab suddenly cuts all contact with their investors. You, a contractor for the country's largest investment firm. Oh, that's a wonderfully dystopian description. Have been tasked with investigating the lab and recover the firm's rightful IP. Oh my god. But it's the firm's other investment project, the Sonovisor, that might end up being your bigger problem. That and the breathing you keep hearing behind the door. Right, just because this has some really clever game design going on, we're playing this. Proximate contains text-based descriptions or depictions of gore and violence. Yeah, we're getting this. I'm buying this on screen right now. I'm only slightly drunk and you have only slightly coerced me to do so, Nucleus. But we're doing this. This sounds fun as hell. Fortunately, it's only a $5. I can justify a $5. Oh, I need to enter my security code. I remember that. Wonderful! We now have a new game. Right, we're going to play that tomorrow. Right, let's get that. I tell a lie, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We're not playing that tomorrow. Tomorrow is a not streaming day. Yeah, I decided that tomorrow I'm going to take a break. What game are we buying? We're buying... I can't see it. Proximate. The game that was suggested by Nucleus. We are buying that game. Always a pleasure doing business. Don't tell me it was your game, Nucleus. If it was, I'll be incredibly impressed. Let's check Danganronpa, just see how much it is. Danganronpa. The first one. Oh, it's only 14 quid. It's only 14 quid. I'll consider it. I'll put it on my wish list and keep an eye on it. It's not. I'm not that creative. We'll see. We'll see about that, Nucleus. Actually, you know, that's actually a really fun idea. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be one of the first 3 games that I end up making. But like something that would be really fun at some point. I don't know if it's going to be the next game that I do. Well, it's not going to be the next game I do. I don't know if it's going to be the one after that. Oh yeah, shit, no, I forgot, sorry. Right, there's two things that I want to do. Because I was going to mention this, but I completely forgot. So it's fine. But, two things that I want to do with games going forward. So yeah, the next game that I want to do is going to be either multiplayer or partially or in whole an online game. It's going to be happening. And it'll be more mechanically focused than this game was, although this one was still surprisingly mechanically focused. But we're going to be more mechanically focused. We're not going to spend 3 days writing a script for the next one. So yeah, that's something that I want to do for the next one. The game after that one, I think we'll do the next project rather. Oh, Babaika 12929. Thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've been enjoying your time here and that you can continue enjoying your time here. Yeah, we're just doing a retrospective on the game that I made, which is free for download on itch.io. Check the pinned comment, please do. But yeah, so future plans, that's what we want. Next game jam. More mechanically focused than this one. Either online, either multiplayer or live service with offline mode, question mark. Yeah, third game jam, because I'm already planning the third game jam. The third game jam is already in mind. May God help me. The third game jam, I actually think we're gonna do a different project. It's not gonna be a game jam per se, it's gonna be game sprints. They're gonna be game sprints is what I'm thinking. So we're gonna do short focused sprints on smaller aspects of a larger, more ambitious game is what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Not ambitious. Ambitious. That's what we're going to be doing. So instead of doing one game in 2 weeks, we're going to do like a 1 to 2 week development sprint on one aspect of the development of a much larger game. Sprints is what we're gonna do. I think that's a good idea. I was right, you're tricking yourself into full and due release. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Nucleus. The thing is, what this project has demonstrated is it's proven my theory. My attention span works completely fine over a period of 2 weeks. If it's 2 weeks, I can do anything. I can do anything in 2 weeks, well, provided it's something that's physically possible to be done in 2 weeks. But I can do anything in 2 weeks. Nothing that I ever do again ever needs to take longer than 2 weeks. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, my scope's too big. Like, achieved with this jam. Well, look at this. Achieved with this jam. Nothing I ever do again needs to take longer than 2 weeks. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, my scope is too wide. I will never spend longer than 2 weeks on a single task again. That's what's going to happen. That's what's gonna happen. I'm slightly insane right now, but you know, mad scientist and all that jazz. Full game released. If I could type, that would be wonderful. Released. Full game released. Nothing ever to a game needs to take longer than 2 weeks. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, my scope is too wide. This is great. So we're doing game sprints. We're doing game sprints going forwards is the plan. I want to do that. I want to do that. The next jam will still be 2 weeks, but more focused. More focused on mechanics. More focused on the online/multiplayer aspect. Mel, if you ever want to try a game with voice acting, I think your community would love to help. Ooh, there's a thought. Get some voice actors from the community. That might be very interesting, actually. I'll consider that. Let's see. Notes from community. I'm going to come back to this document here at some point. Community would be interested in providing voice acting. I mean, I've got some bad news for you though, because I'm very particular about my delivery of voices. I can't watch anime dubbed in English, except on a very, very rare occasion, because I'm not happy with how the lines are delivered. So if you expect to, if you would like to be doing some voice acting, you might get a bit too much of a German accent. Dark, it's fine. I'll just write your character as being German. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'll just make your characters being German. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I can just make German characters. But yeah, no. That'd be an interesting limitation, actually. Like, oh, that'd be quite interesting. But yeah, no. I will literally be the worst voice acting director in the entire world, because I will insist on making you do multiple takes until I am satisfied with your delivery. Like, no dubbed anime, no dubbed anime lines, which for some reason I can't think of any off the top of my head. But like, I don't know, we must save my family kind of thing. Just no. You have to do a good delivery of a line. Sorry. No hamming lines, unless it's intentionally hamming. If we're going for hamming, like Ghost Story, oh god, Ghost Story. To be fair, okay, Ghost Stories and me have history, right? This is really turning into Mel's Storytime stream. Ghost Stories was basically my first anime. Ghost Stories was basically my first anime. It wasn't my actual first. Like I'd grown up on a couple of series as a kid. But like when it came into actually, yeah. You think it's bad, but you don't actually know, Nucleus. Ghost Stories was my first anime. I got into anime. I don't even remember how I found it. I think I was just enjoying the jokes kind of thing. I was intentionally looking for anime because like I was like, I like cartoons. Cartoons are fun. But they don't scratch the itch. They don't appeal to me in the way that I want my media to appeal to me. And then, what's this? Anime. This is actually kind of fun. And I'm pretty sure I came across Ghost Stories around about that time, where it was kind of like humorous in the way that I was like, yeah, this is kind of cartoony. It's like somewhat. Yeah, I can see the similarities and like sense of humor with like, you know, Family Guy, what have you. And I did enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I had fun with it. And then of course, you know, my tastes widened. I think I'd also discovered Lucky Star around a similar time, which is also an interesting launch point for anime. And I also found Toradora at a similar time as well, which is a much better place to begin. Much better place to begin. My first anime was Death Note. Started watching it in German. First worst mistake, because German has like 5 voice actors, or it sounds about right, to be honest. I do remember distinctly seeing that they had the Death Note movies playing on Channel 4 over here when I was growing up. And I remember I was like watching a TV show with my mum at the time. I forget what it was, but it was on Channel 4, and they were just like, "Oh yes, we just seen this show on Channel 4, and now we're about to play the edgy Japanese movie Death Note." And I was just like, it's like it shows you that scene of like Light standing on the roof in the live action movie, and then Ryuk just like taking off into flight. And I just remember being, that looks pretty cool. And Mom was like, "You are not watching that." And I was just like, why not? So I didn't get to watch it. It was sad. But yeah, I did watch those in the end, so they were fun. But yeah, no, it's a thing. But yeah, Ghost Stories, yeah. Ghost Stories, I think because Ghost Stories is so off the cuff, because like they very clearly just like put the voice actors into a recording booth together and just like let the magic happen. The delivery of the lines actually works really well, especially in English. Well, of course in English, we're talking about the English dub here. Unless I wonder if foreign dubs also have ridiculous jokes about it. But yeah, the English dub anyway. Like, because it's so off the cuff, it works. Like, the characters actually sound like they're talking to each other. They sound exasperated. They play off each other. They match each other's tone and energy incredibly well. Like, the improv is fantastic in the Ghost Stories dub. So like, if I had a game that had a similar energy to the Ghost Stories dub, I'd be freaking happy. I'd be so happy. I'd be totally up for that. Hell, seriously, if that were the concept, I would build a game around that. I would build a game around getting a bunch of really talented voice actors and or people who are just, you know, they bounce off really well with each other in a social setting and are great at improv like that. I would just sit them in a room and just say, go ahead, here's a scenario, have some fun, and then I'd build the game later. I would build the entire game around that. That would be a fun project. I think Alucard in German is Bruce Willis's voice actor. Oh god. I love when that happens, you know? There's like iconic voice actors have done like iconic roles. Yeah, that's fun. Got distracted. Yeah, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it, Nucleus. Dear me. Also, yeah, I'm gonna have to change that Stream Elements bot. Now I think about it, we are at 7 o'clock, which is a little bit after when I had hoped people would be coming along for. So let me change the Stream Elements bot, and we might actually close off the stream fairly soon. But this has been profoundly fun. Before I do go though, before we actually do wrap things up, does anyone actually have any questions, any comments about the game dev process? Does anybody want some advice? Does anybody want to ask any really hard cutting questions? I don't know, like, is there anything that you want to know about what I've been up to? I'd really like to know. I really would. I'd be more than happy to field any more questions that anybody has. But yeah, before we do go, actually, I want to say one last time. I've said it literally every single stream that I've ever done, but especially over the last 2 weeks. Profoundly, thank you so much for all of the support. It has meant the absolute world. For me, going into this project, my image of what success was going to be would literally just be, I finish the game and upload it. That's what success was going to be when I finished it. That's all it had to be. I just had to make a game and upload it, and that was success for me. And instead, not only have I finished a game, I've finished what I think is not even an absolutely terrible game. I don't think it's even a bad game. I have pulled so much together to make it work, and I'm so happy about it. I have learned a lot, not just about making games. I really have learned so much about making games from doing this. It's absolutely worth it. Such a wonderful experience. I've learned so much about making games. I've learned a lot about myself. I have a new perception of myself, a new understanding of myself, of what I'm capable of doing when I put my mind to it. I am so glad I did this. I have no regrets about what's happened here. And if nothing else, this has completely vindicated my feelings that I took going into this project, where my shoes were stolen. And I get to... I have actually included in this, hold on, I've got it in the bottom of the attributions page. The person who stole my shoes. I don't know who you are, but if I ever find out who you are, I will shame you for stealing my shoes. Of all the things that you took a couple of £1,000 worth of old phones, a couple of laptops that are actually in use, a bunch of useless ones, my work bag with my phone and my computer in it, which I've only just got working as of last week. That was 3 weeks ago this happened. 3 weeks ago, and I've only just got things up and running, and it's not even up and running yet because I've been unwell. And you took my fucking shoes. You took my fucking shoes, and you touched all my uniform for some reason. But like, you just threw them around because you're a freaking weirdo. And you stole my freaking shoes. That was your... This came from you. I have you to blame for this. You're the person at fault for this, and I will call you out if I ever find your name. If I ever find out who you are, I will find you, and I will shame you. So yeah, no. Did they touch your shoes? They didn't just take my... They didn't just touch my shoes. They took my shoes. They were in the... Okay, so let me paint the picture here. I was meeting up with a friend who was coming up to visit. I had just finished work. I'd brought a change of clothes to work with me. I left my bag, which had my laptop, which had my work phone, in a cupboard. I left a plastic bag, which contained my shoes and my uniform, also in that cupboard. They were left there over that weekend. I went to see my friends, we had a lovely time, it was great. My colleague gets in on Monday. The bag containing my shoes is gone, but my clothes have been scattered around the room. They broke in, crowbarred open the cabinet it was stored in, and stole my shoes. I was being sarcastic. No, that's the story. You're getting the whole story here. So yeah, no, that's the thing. They must have really liked the design. They were steel-toed and they were hurting the top of my foot. They were not actually that good. If anything, they did me a favor. Actually, if anything, they did me 2 favors. Favor number 1, they let me get new shoes that don't hurt my feet. Except for the fact that I fell over like the day after I got them, which really hurt. I blame the shoes partially for that, actually. And they also gave me the inspiration to do this game jam. So yeah, despite everything, despite having stuff stolen from me the week before planning this, I took that and I turned it into this story. That's why this story exists. Specifically the way that it does, because my shoes were stolen. Despite really badly spraining my ankle, which has really limited what I've been able to do these last 2 weeks. Which could have stopped me from working on this entirely, and it didn't. And despite getting a horrible cold last weekend, which again should have stopped me from being able to make any progress, it didn't. I still worked. I still made the changes that needed to be done, and I finished this project. Despite all of that, we got this finished, and I couldn't be more happy with it. I couldn't be more happy with it. So yeah, once again, thank you so much everyone, whether you've been here from the start of these streams or long before them, whether you came along partway through, or whether you're just here to have some fun just now. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. The support that I've had for this has been massively overwhelming. I am so happy with it. I'm so grateful for all the support. And now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have a day off tomorrow. We're not having a Monday stream this week, but we're gonna stream on Tuesday. We're gonna stream on Thursday. That's the plan for the rest of this week. Tuesday, Thursday, and then next Saturday. Expect next Saturday, hopefully, we'll be able to play the new game, which I forget what it's called, so I can't find it. Is the version on Twitch ATM the final version? Yes. The version that's currently on Twitch is the final release for now. There may be an update in the coming weeks and months, depending on whether I want to make some changes to things. But it'll be more just like it's a project for its own sake. But yes, this will be the final version. Proximate will be playing tomorrow and not tomorrow, on Tuesday and Thursday. We'll be playing Proximate. And then we'll be playing the sequel to Long Live the Queen on Saturday if we haven't already finished. Well, assuming that it's out by then, but we'll see. We'll see closer to the time. But yeah, with that all having been said, I am Melanie. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming along. There's still some testing lines and wrong character names in the game. Is there? Is there really? I disabled the testing lines. God damn it. Tell you what, send me screenshots. We'll have a look at it sometime. But yeah, this is the final version. If the changes are egregious enough, we'll change them. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't think there's any testing lines, at least not from today anyway. Anyway, it's fine. Whatever. 1 week it says reset to day 0. Oh, that shouldn't do that. That shouldn't do that. That's annoying. That's really annoying, actually. Where is that? Feck. Right, fine. We'll change that. I think that's in. Right, hold on. We're gonna fix that. I was gonna call the stream. I was happy. I was happy, and you've taken that from me. Right, fine. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. Where is it? It's not minigame 1, because I know it's not minigame 1. Oh right, it's down here, isn't it? Yeah, wait, F testing 3. Wait, did this version... Testing... But that's under testing 3. That's under testing 3. Testing 3's been disabled. Look, testing 3's just... And you're once called MC and Cindy's called Riley. The hell? In 5e. God damn it. Right, fine. We'll fucking do version 1.2, whatever. 1 week it says reset to day 0. Fuck's sake. But like it's not set. That shouldn't be happening. That's under testing, that's under testing, that's under testing. That's under testing. Don't care about that. That's under testing, that's under testing, that's under testing, that's under testing. That's under testing. The testing is very important, it seems. What is it, amateur hour? Yes, it's amateur hour! I'm an indie dev! And a noob! Yes, exactly. This is the first time, this is literally my first time ever delivering a project like this. But yeah, no, it's set under testing. So I think it's literally just an error with the build. I don't think it's actually a problem. Is this the set date? Yeah, it's because I've already got set testing 3 equals whatever. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. I know what the problem is. It's fine. I just need to rebuild it and that'll resolve that. Do we have anything else here? That's all fine. Advanced week. Set all this jazz. Yeah, that's fine. Script. Control F. MC. We care about case. There we go. MC. That's annoying. So this is Riley. And where is it that Cindy is called Riley? Where is it that Cindy is called Riley? That's MC, that's fine. Or Riley is called MC, where is it? Cindy is called Riley in 5e. 5e, that's bloody anywhere. That's Sunrise. 5e, one of the last lines. That's GC. Where is that? 5e. I mean, this is 5e. MC. That's GC. I don't know where. I'm angry, really angry. That's her giving the beat down. Her giving the beat. No, it's not. I can't see it. All these lines are fine. Oh wait, Riley runs toward. That's it. There we go. Cindy. There we go. I found it. Nope. I definitely miswrote that one. That's fine. I got it sorted. Okay. Shall we do another build? Shall we do a 1.2 build? You weren't crazy. No, you weren't crazy. We'll do a 1.2 build. Why not? Right. Where's Renpai? Use shoes simulator. Go back to Renpai. Why am I using 744? Shouldn't be using 7.744. Should be using 841. Right, it's fine, whatever. This should sort this. Make some very quick changes. Look at that! We're not even done with the fecking development. V 1.2. What are the errors that were highlighted? Removed a debug line and some minor text issues. Removed a wayward debug line and some minor script issues. There we go. That's fine. Whatever. Renpai is now running. Build distributions. I could make an Android version actually. That could be fun. Build it anyway. Doesn't have the right proportions to be an Android version anyway. Yeah, let's remove these. I've still got these versions, totally fine. I freaking love Renpai, by the way, because it does actually do the export for you, which is super handy. Great. Right, just let it finish. It's just doing the Mac version just now. I wonder if anyone will ever download the Mac version. That'd be funny. Right, there's the window. I just copy you. Upload files. 1.2 disks. There we go. As of just now, there we go. 1.2 version. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Deliriously happy. I'm mostly just delirious. Right. It's fine. It's a relatively minor error. Or whatever. Call me a perfectionist. Oh, I just realized I should have been hiding files and prevent them from being downloaded so that I could keep track of how many downloads there had been. Well done, Mel. So clever. Right, it's fine. Whatever. Save. Right, new version should be up. It should be version 1.2. There we go. Now they're visible. Lovely. Dark, I just saw your comment. Amazing. Good job, says Dark. Thank you so much. I'm gonna ban you. No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that. That's mean. But yeah, it's done. And a final round of edits done. Anyway, I was trying to sound off like 15 minutes ago before having to make these final changes. I have learned so much. I have so much appreciation for this. I really do. I really do. So thank you so much. But yeah, we're gonna call things here. I'm gonna rest tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be the first day that I have not had a stream for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be very, very grateful for that. I have a lot of tidying up to do. My place is a mess. I've used basically every dish in my house. And there's garbage everywhere, so I'm gonna have to tidy up. Did you see who'll be banning me? No. Definitely didn't. Definitely not. But yes, if you don't mind, I'm gonna rest tomorrow. We'll be back with Fun Game, which, for all intents and purposes, could totally be a VN. We'll come back with that tomorrow. And we'll have another little game at the weekend as well. We'll be playing some of the sequel to Long Live the Queen. So please do join me for that. I know it's not going to be quite as exciting or dramatic as me working on new game development stuff, but I will be paying attention game design wise to these ones, because I know that what I'm going to be seeing is going to be totally possible to do in Renpai and future projects. So we'll pick that up then. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Be very good to yourselves, and I will see you all again very, very soon indeed. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, yeah. Playtesting is important. I know playtesting is important. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do it though. But yes. Why can't I? Oh, that's why I can't. I was wondering why I couldn't go to another window. It's because both are on the screen already. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for the whole project. It's been so much fun. I've learned so much. It's been wonderful. But yeah, I'm not done though. We're gonna do more projects in future. They'll be even more tested. Promise. For once in my life. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Anyway, let's drop a little raid. I think on Zed. Zed probably deserves a little raid today. Where's Zed? Where is he in the list? He's here. He's playing some Space Marines, so if you're up for something with a little bit more energy than what I've been doing, he is the perfect person to go check out. But yeah, take care folks. Be good to yourselves. Matane.